We wish you a Merry Christmas. We wish you a Merry Christmas. We wish you a Merry Christmas and your mama for New Year. All right. Before we do anything at all, I want to give a big shout out to Perry Comics for the $1.99 super chat. And also, I saw the other night, it was super late, so that's why I didn't say anything when I saw it. But he sent us a super thanks, which is super duper, if I will. So shout out to Perry Comics.
What is that?
Basically, it's a little button you can click for like $1.99, and it sends a super thanks. And I forgot all about it because I saw it late at night.
Oh, well, hell yeah.
And but I do appreciate you.
Perry out here sharing that 10K sub money, man. That's awesome, dude.
That's right. And hopefully the noise isn't too bad in the background. I got to blow up Santa, and the Saber, I think, just turned off. But anywho's, guys, he's completely fine. He is well. There's nothing at all wrong with him. But I do want to dedicate this show tonight to the one and only Justin Birch. We miss you on the Babble-On. So this show is in loving memory of Justin Birch being on the Babble-On. Nothing, again, is wrong with him at all, but we do miss him. Now, with that being said, what's up, Southern Comic Geek? I don't know what that square is, so hopefully it's nothing bad. We got a little Christmas going on tonight. Perry Gaming. Sorry, it's not comic.
Early for our Christmas episode.
What up, Mattis?
We got to do our Christmas episode in like what? We got another. Well, you're not gonna. Are you gonna? Is next week your last weekend? You'll be here.
We're not going to be here next weekend.
So it'll be the following weekend.
We're going to be in Disney.
You're going to be in Disney for 2 weekends?
Yeah, we're going down and then coming back.
That sucks.
So we won't be back in town until the weekend of New Year's Eve.
The holidays.
What now?
I said, that sucks. I couldn't think of a worse way to spend the holidays.
Well,
if I had known this was going to be our Christmas episode, then I would have done something.
Well, I'm hoping we're going to be back. We should be here for something Friday, right? But like Saturday, we're going. Yeah, Saturday we're going south to some Christmas. I don't know what it is exactly. But what's up, Mattis? What's up, Ryan? No, we didn't hit 10K.
I was talking about Perry.
Yeah. No, we no. I think we're starting the year off. Or ending the year worse than we started, maybe.
Yeah, no doubt.
I don't think so, but yeah. What up, Soft Pockets? Yeah, we miss him on the Babble-On, that is for sure. So everybody reach out to him, let him know to join us.
Share the stream out. Make sure you guys share the stream out. Tell your friends, because tonight we are indeed talking about those dirty scoundrels, those no good for nothings, comic book flippers. And we got a couple guests that are going to be joining us.
Not Justin, unless Justin decides to join us.
We got a couple guests that are going to join us when we get to that conversation, and it should be a fun conversation and a good night. We're going to definitely talk about that M&M Spider-Man drop, both of them. So we'll get into that, and we'll just get into all the logistics of flipping comics, reselling, scalping, all that. And we definitely want to hear what your guys' thoughts are and opinions on it. So definitely want to have an open conversation about that. So make sure you guys share it out. Let's get some folks in here and let's get the general consensus on this topic here, because it's definitely a big topic, and it can be a divisive topic for sure.
Yep.
Controversial even.
Yep. But before we talk about anything else, there's one topic that I've been waiting all weekend to talk to Dustin about. All weekend. So I hope all you guys are very interested, because I am. Liver King is not natural. What is going on in the world? My mind is blown.
Well, I mean, we all kind of knew.
Yeah. So,
I mean, you know, anyone who's ever had any kind of, I'm trying to think of the word I'm looking for. If you've ever dabbled into the fitness industry at all, you can look at the way that guy, the way his body is formed,
yeah,
and the volume that he carries, And yeah, there's no way that guy could have been natural. The biggest issue is like, dude, like nobody gives a shit. Like, why lie about it? You're
Yeah.
not a professional athlete. Like, steroids are not a bad thing. I mean, steroids, as long as they're used properly, there's no issues with them. It's when people abuse steroids that it becomes an issue. But I mean, if you want to use them to enhance and get to that next level, then like no big deal. But
No biggie.
at the
Nope.
same
No big.
time, people who don't know anything seem to have this idea that take a shot in your ass, or you take a pill or whatever, and you just wake up tomorrow just jacked and stacked. Like, it doesn't work that way. It's just, it's no different really than any other supplement that you could buy at GNC or something like that. Like, you still have to put in the work. You still have to eat right in order to obtain that ultimate goal of looking like that. So that was my thing. It's like, why lie about it, dude? Like, you're still putting in the work. Like, you're still a freak when it comes to your workouts and your discipline and shit. Like that's impressive enough as it is. You don't have to lie about the steroids, bro. Like, we know. But
Well,
I mean,
I was just
but at the
making a
same time, he
satirical
does.
joke, and then I
Oh,
wouldn't
my bad.
expect. No,
My
it's
bad.
fine.
I mean, I
Clearly,
only know about him because he popped up on I forget what it was. It might have been on our TikTok at some point, and it was just some crazy video he was doing training, and I was like, oh man, this dude's like training some serious shit. But the guy is definitely a pompous asshole. Like, you can definitely tell that right out the gate, But a lot of the stuff that he says, like, in general, is just it's just a load of crap
what up,
anyway.
Empire? Well, the
Um,
last thing I'll say about it is I'm certainly going to start tanning my testicles. So
do what?
you're supposed to tan your testicles.
Yeah, no, I'm
That's
not doing that.
one of the things he says.
Oh, okay.
What's up, Empire?
What's up, Empire? What's going on,
Look,
bud?
for real. Yeah, for real, guys. So if you just joined, we were talking about, I was just making like a quick joke about the Liver King, and Dustin is very passionate about this. But it's just,
No, it's not
I'm just making
him.
a
Like,
joke.
like,
I'm just
just
making a joke.
you know how I like the fitness stuff and the training and all the stuff involved with that. So that stuff's, I like it.
Well, I'm going to tan my testicles and
I've
eat balls.
partaken, and never. I'm not gonna lie about it.
You know what's messed up about this whole conversation? We're getting into the comic books in 30 seconds. I swear to God. I know Tyler, as soon as he watches this tomorrow, he's immediately going to clip off, I'm tanning my testicles. And then a second ago, I said, well, I'm going to tan my testicles and start eating balls. So I know for a fact that's going to be on a whack comic soon. Thank you for that. Now, with that
I
being
wish
said,
he would stop being so dadgum selfish and being sick and daggone edit the video of the unboxing video that of the package I sent him. I'm dying to see that.
I know. Is what it is. I hope he's doing well whenever he listens to it.
I hope he's got his damn socks on.
For real. No, there's definitely going to be feet in that video. So with all that being said, Dustin, do you or do you not? And you may not, but maybe you do, but possibly you don't have any.
Oh,
or maybe you do.
We haven't had that in here. We haven't used that in a while. But indeed, I do have a few pickups.
Fantastic. I'll go first. So I bought some stuff.
Douchebag.
So I bought some stuff. By the way, got the Christmas lights, got the blow up Santa. If he's too loud, let me know. It's very loud in my ear, but you guys shouldn't be able to hear it. And then I got a projector with snowflakes, but it's hard to make out. So it is what it is. Get out of here. Be gone. So I went on Whatnot. You guys know the unforsaken platform. I'm just kidding. I don't actually care.
Whatnot?
The only thing you guys know where we stand. Whatnot's whatever, but Bolo can Well, we'll leave those opinions elsewhere. But I bought 2 of these bad boys from Kanto from David Boer, Drew Zucker, along with the cards up there that you can't really sell. I bought 2 of them, one for Bullseye Bob, so I got to get that out to him. And then along with that,
Oh, you didn't pull the cards down? Oh, no, that you're talking about the box. My bad.
yeah, I got the box last week. So along with that, they sent these, which everybody got some of these, so I was not special. But that's pretty cool. I got that one, which I'm gonna keep. No, actually, I'm sending that one to Bob. I let him pick.
Oh, that's the
Shrouded Man, I believe.
Shrouded Man. Yeah.
It's hard to tell with the signature over the top, and these are signed. I'm keeping this one because I think that's cool looking.
Oh yeah.
But so I bought those, and then on top of that, what came in the shipment was this cool little piece, which I paid a decent. No, I did not get those. I paid money for these, so I bought this, which I was super pumped about. If I'm honest, like the guys, Kanto, David, Drew, they didn't put this together. Stash Loot did, and it looked really cool on camera and looks really incredible here. But it's literally just like 2 flimsy pieces of plastic, and the only thing keeping it together are these stickers that I literally have already, like, you can peel off and you'll never know. So not necessarily worth the price, but it is double signed on the plastic. My big issue here is whenever I got it, up here at the top over there, you can kind of see it. Inside the card slab was a giant. Sorry about that. I can't see the chat. But is a giant crease, and then across right here, you can actually make it out. It's a crease all the way across the top of the card almost. And so I reached out to the guys. Because Stash Loop put this together, not the Kanto guys, but I reached out to those guys. I was like, hey, just, heads up. And they read the message and haven't heard back. So, but here's what it is. You spend that kind of money, and
how much did that cost?
I'm not saying out loud, but it was worth.
Was it north of $75?
Yes.
Okay, then I would be pissed.
Yeah. And for me, it's like I know it's not them, right? But at least respond something. And maybe that get busy. Who knows? It's fine.
Hey,
the
good thing is, since it's in such a shitty case, you could just buy a really perfect card and swap it out and like.
I mean, I got the whole box up there, right? So I could absolutely. But I don't know. It's just, like I said, if I spent that kind of money, on a comic with somebody. But like I said, I bought it directly from.
You would send it back. I mean,
and like
to be taken care of. So.
Yeah, but I didn't reach out to the Whatnot, support or anything like that. And I know it's not them, but man, I was really kind of bummed out whenever like not even a response.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, like you can really see in this light as I'm looking at it, like that whole top corner's curved up and a big crease. It's almost like they were too busy in a hurry and they shut the slab on the card twice. I mean, that's probably exactly what it is. Or this corner of the slab pinched. You see how it kind of has the. So I bet you it pinched there and across there where you can kind of see. There you can really see it right there.
Yeah, that sucks, dude.
So. Yep. So if I'm honest, that'll probably be the last bit of money I spend on that. So Bullseye Bob and myself, I think, are out. And I hate that. It's very unfortunate because, like from very early on, they're early on, before the book exploded, we had them on the channel. We weren't, had a very small platform, and like, heck, I literally boosted every chance I get. Like I said, maybe they just got busy, but it was just a little unfortunate that like, not more care was given by the Stash Loot team than that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So.
Yeah, well, they got their money.
Oh.
So.
Here, I'm not standing. Sorry.
He doesn't have on any underwear.
Dustin may or may not be able to confirm that. Boom. But it's a great shirt. So. I love the shirt.
Not really. Mine is definitely better.
I need to get me a sweater or something. Remember when I used to wear sweater weathers?
You left. So now you've left your black hoodie here, and since you didn't come upstairs when you were here for Thanksgiving, that's still here. You also left your black jacket in my truck.
Oh,
yeah.
What black jacket?
Your Yep. Your it's a zip up jacket from what's it called? Duluth Trading Company.
No way.
It's in my truck, bro.
Oh.
Sucks to be you. What sucks even
Perry.
worse is it's too big for me, so I can't even enjoy it. So
Yeah, dude, I need that jacket. That was not cheap.
well, I mean, it's just gonna be sitting here with your hoodie. I mean, nobody's gonna wear it.
Well, we would have a link, but when we did the DC thing, we had to pull everything down, and then DC just pooped the bed. So
Yeah, I guess we should put it back up then.
yeah, I probably could. We need to just like custom make stuff to send to Perry. Just custom make it all. I don't know what that would look like, but anywho's,
Who knows?
all right, what you got?
So I've just got comic books. Sorry, guys, I don't have anything.
He doesn't have anything as cool as my messed up cards.
Yeah, I don't have anything to show on the comic book Babble-On except comic books. So forgive me.
Oh, I did. Forgive me. This is not the one, but volume 8 showed up this week, so that's cool.
A 2BC ski mask. I swear to God, I will make it happen.
That's not. You know what? Side note: whenever we were designing 3-4 years ago now, actually, congratulations on 3 years on YouTube.
Oh yeah, we are past
November 25th, 27th. So,
yep.
Super congratulations to you. Oh, that's not what I was looking for. Hold on. This was the one. Yep.
And
yep.
to you,
3
sir.
years. So, but with that being said, when we were originally designing all of our logos and kind of how we were going to go across thing, we decided to go with Two Brothers Comics after we changed from Krakoa Comics. And for the longest time, we were going to go 2BC. And then the more I thought about it, the more that just started to sound really inappropriate, especially with the group of people that, we were talking to on a daily basis and how that could have really been manipulated into something not so good.
Right.
So we quickly did not go with the 2BC route on it because I had 2BC.com ready. I should show off some of the old stuff at some point. But yeah, what's up, Vinny? That's right, Krakoa for life.
Ryan's the only person still rocking with us that was there from the beginning.
Every once in a while, we get some like Facebook comments from the people back in the day, but
yep.
That seems like a lifetime ago.
It
really does. That's right. Yeah. Hey, I'm down with some Black Rocks. Damn it, Tyler! Don't you use that?
All right. So the first book I picked up, I did a little trading with my man Hudat. Because, like I've said before, guys, I will trade Preston and Clean services for comic books. So I was able to get a copy of Fantastic Four 36, first appearance of the Frightful Four, and Medusa. Most importantly, I reading this series and getting into all the Frightful Four issues. I really grew to enjoy the different issues with the Frightful Four and the Fantastic Four going at each other, and Medusa was really cool too. So
I hate her. I hate everything about her character.
Really?
I hate all of them.
Of the Inhumans?
Inhumans are the dumbest thing since ever.
I mean, I haven't gotten to the Inhumans. I'm like one issue away from getting to that one. So sorry. I mean, my it may change. I don't know. And the next one, which was inspired by a book that I was pressing for Hudat Comics that was part of that trade. I had flipped through his issue.
Did you?
Counting the pages, checking for ink pen marks inside and stuff like that.
What are you saying? Who was naughty or
how
nice?
much I enjoyed John Byrne's artwork inside. So I picked up a copy of Astonishing Ant-Man's the first time you get Scott Lang as the Astonishing Ant-Man in Marvel Premiere 47. It's also the first appearance of Cassie Lang. So that was a really cool pickup. I got a really good deal on this from Nexo Comics on Instagram. So, and this is 1979. So I don't think newsstands were like a big deal at that point. But it's a really nice high grade copy. So I'll be sending that in to get graded soon. And the next thing I picked up, if you guys follow us on TikTok, then you've already seen this today because I did a TikTok video on it a little while ago. Took forever. But
you did a talk tick?
Yeah, I do those sometimes. Back in September, there was a 5-pack of Power Rangers variants that were released, and I saw Flash on my comic book pressing Instagram shared one cover that was in there, and as soon as I saw it, I had to have it. And that one cover was the only reason why I bought this entire pack, because it's the only way you can get it. And I got this from Ron's Comic Closet on Instagram. I was looking on eBay for it, and I saw that I always look on eBay for something, and then I'll check and see if I can find the person on Instagram and reach out to them there. It saves them from having to pay eBay fees. I don't have to pay taxes, and sometimes we can even work out a better deal. So I reached out to Ron on Instagram, and he was able to hook me up with them. So the first one was Mighty Morphin Power Rangers issue number 1 from Boom Studios. So you got that awesome variant. And then you have Go-Go Power Rangers issue number 1, which was running alongside Mighty Morphin. They had 2 ongoing series. So that's issue number 1 variant for that one. Mighty Morphin Power Rangers issue number 9. This is the first appearance of Lord Draken, which is this is the character that brought me to comic books. So I definitely think that cover right there is really, really cool. It's got Rita and the Green Ranger there in his visor. So super cool. He was the first comic book original creation for Mighty Morphin Power Rangers too, which was super cool. And the second original comic book creation for Power Rangers was the Ranger Slayer, which is in Go-Go Power Rangers issue number 8. So that's the variant for this one with Lord Draken in the visor. So that's Kimberly and Tommy in like an alternate universe where they're evil. But this is the one that I picked up after I saw it on Instagram. This was the whole reason why I bought it. And in this issue, Tommy dies in the comic books. Lord Draken stabs him he walks up from behind him and stabs the White Ranger sword Saba straight through him, and leaves him dead in an alleyway. Now, when the artist put this cover together, like I said, it was way earlier this year, I'm sure, when he designed it, and these released in September. However, now with with Jason David Frank dying recently, this cover definitely pulls a little bit different emotion out of you, I think. And so it was one that I definitely wanted to get because it's kind of got like a what do you call that? What's the word I'm looking for?
I have no clue.
I don't know either. Like something like a picture someone will draw after in remembrance of someone who died or something. I don't know.
Not a homage. I guess maybe an homage.
No, God dog. I can't remember the word, but anyway, you can definitely see why I would have wanted to pick that up with the flower petals laying next to the fallen Green Ranger helmet. So when I saw that, I was like, man, I want to have that. So I had to pick this pack up just to get this one book. The problem is these books all come raw, piled up in a plastic bag together, and that's how they're shipped from Diamond or whoever does it now. No bags and boards. So every copy in here was damaged. So I'm still on the hunt because I would like to get this one graded in a 9.8 to put with all my other Power Rangers 9.8s because when it comes to modern books, I'm a 9.8 snob and everything has to match. It's just the way it is. Sorry about it. It's just the way I am. So still on the hunt for this one for a 9.8 candidate of that, but it's still cool to have it. These all look really good in Mylars. I think I've made the decision recently. I think I'm just going to try to buy a bunch of Mylars and Mylar my entire Ninja Turtles collection and Power Rangers collection.
So you need like what, 12 Mylar bags?
Shit, I got a short box full of each, and my Turtles collection has now overflown into another one. So that was all my comic book pickups for the week.
Memorabilia, Dustin. What's up, Kenneth? What up, Mike? I don't know, man. I don't know. In memory. I don't know, man. I don't know. But did you guys see the new Guardians of the Galaxy 3 trailer?
Mm-hmm.
What did you think?
I mean, the Guardians of the Galaxy is like my favorite. So, I mean,
So
I thought it was
you were
pretty
in it to win
cool.
it, Flynn.
Yeah.
Let's watch it real quick. We got some guests coming on here soon.
For quite a while.
Visually, I thought it did look pretty good at first glance, though.
But no matter what happens next,
I think this is my favorite spaceship I've ever seen in the GOTG. What do you think? Good conversation.
the galaxy still needs its guardians. Hello, we come in
Oh, man. All right, so this piece coming up. Oof. Oof. What's up, Oh No Blue?
peace.
This is the best part ever. God dang.
Come on, Drax. Seriously, dude? No!
I love it, man.
Yeah, the new space creatures, I was like, okay, that's new. That's different.
What up, Raimi? What up, B. Raimi? Yeah, dude, I died laughing. Okay, this was like, I know they did it for funny, but if you just watch the new holiday special, dude was taking bullets and just laughing.
Yeah.
So
I wonder why all of a sudden Batista has to wear like a shirt all the time. Like,
because I think he's talked about it. Like, it's almost impossible for him to stay in that shape as old as
Yeah.
he's getting.
yeah.
And I mean, let's be honest. Like, dude is how old is he now? Batista?
Oh, he's mid-50s at least. He didn't start wrestling until he was in his late 30s.
53. Yeah, dude. So he
Yeah.
can't maintain that. And even with HRT and stuff like that, it's going to be
I mean,
impossible.
The Rock is, but I'm just saying.
The Rock, literally his entire career is solely based on him looking that way, though.
I mean, Batista's is too at this point. Like,
Not if you can wear a vest.
I guess so.
It is also the last one he's doing, from what I heard.
Yeah, this is the last one. They're done after this.
I think they're all about done. I want to like
It's Baby Rocket.
look at those eyes on that. I wonder if they used a real raccoon for the shot and then just CGI'd the eyes, because this is some of the best CGI work we've seen in quite some time from MCU. I don't really get the color here, though.
Yeah, I don't know.
I guess
We have
maybe
been
it's just
running
going with his like old
our
theme
whole
of stuff.
lives.
I'm interested to see how Gamora plays into this going forward.
Yeah. What do you think about jacked Groot? Well, let's wait till we get to a better picture.
Yeah. It's
I'm
same thing I
done
said from
running.
the Christmas special. I mean, he looked weird. It just looks like someone in a suit instead of the CGI Groot.
Yeah. This looks
But,
like a
I mean,
rectum.
Guardians of the Galaxy has literally got to have the absolute #1 best musical soundtracks for their
Yeah.
movies. Like,
That's-
there's no comparison.
That's one thing he is good at. It's music.
Mm-hmm.
I hate the way this guy looks. He was
Yeah,
super cool. I think this is goobery looking, just like he was whenever they brought him out this
I was
year.
hoping that. I mean, and maybe there will be like some kind of change or something. But yeah, he doesn't look very sinister or threatening. You know.
No. Honestly, though, shout out to her, man, because she's been doing Avatar and this, and then she was in Daredevil for a minute, I think. So she's killing it, man.
She's quite a good-looking woman too.
We'll all fly away together.
Hold on, who is that?
The dude. Oh, that was Gandalf, the White Wizard, though.
It almost looks like Gore the God Butcher for like a split second, but
One last time.
if anybody knows who that is, let me know.
She was not in Daredevil.
She wasn't? I thought she was one of them.
Nope.
Who was the original nurse in Daredevil? You know what? I am wrong. I am absolutely wrong. Hold on.
Well, That's more
No,
than a parent.
Rosario Dawson. Is she not? She's Ahsoka. That's what it is. Okay, I'm an idiot. I knew she. My bad. I confused the two.
That beautiful sky.
Okay, everybody's been going on and on about this dang otter
Why?
because it's like his girlfriend or something
Oh, really?
in the comic books. I don't know enough about it, but it just
Mm.
that I am. You're right. You're right, Ruben. That's on me. But it reminds me of the stupid ferret thing he had in his Suicide Squad movie.
Beautiful sky.
Oh, okay. Okay. We got to stop on this one. Hold on. So, thoughts?
I think it's gonna. I think he's gonna be good. I think that the spray paint looking face is a little weird.
But remember,
But
from 2, all of the people have that too. So I don't
Yeah.
know. I was hoping for a different look. It's been fun, kind of a look I was kind of hoping we'd get.
yeah, I mean they're covering him up a lot. Like
Yeah.
he looked like he had gotten in pretty good shape. So
I was really hoping for like the dark eyes. We'll see. But
yeah,
dude is jacked though.
and like I said, I think he's a pretty good.
Yeah.
I think he's a pretty good actor. So I whenever they cast him, I was like, we'll see.
Yeah, I am very
I just wonder how much of a player he's going to be going forward. Is it just for this movie or? know.
Ryan, I have no clue what that means. I'm lost. Yeah, I don't know, man. I hope, but he was a big part of the Infinity World or Infinity Saga, so
Mhm.
it's I guess better late than never, but we'll see. Yeah, I'm not a big fan of Chunky Groot.
He's not chunky. He's definitely yoked. But
Well,
it's just weird.
Yeah.
It's just weird.
Yeah,
And we'll kill anyone who gets in our way.
No, not kill anyone.
Kill a few people.
Kill no.
this was pretty
Kill one
funny.
guy, one stupid guy who no one loves.
Now you're just making it sad.
Kill one stupid guy no one loves. So this is like if you're gonna put humor, put it in this movie.
Yeah. I was happy to see that Chris Helmsworth came out and was just like, even he seemed it sounded like even he hated how he had to portray Thor, and he does not ever want to see that happen again.
See, I didn't see that.
I heard a lot of people talking about it. I saw some stuff shared on different social media places. But I don't know anywhere that he has his social media, and I mean, I try not to do anything more than just whatever is necessary for Two Brothers Comics. So I mean, I don't know, but
Yeah.
but it definitely, I mean, it would make sense for him to feel that way because I mean, he's definitely invested into that character. So I feel like hopefully he kind of understood that that was 100% garbage.
Yeah.
I mean, he you can tell when you're being laughed at and not laughed with. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, he was certainly laughed at.
Yeah, I had never laughed with anyone during that movie.
That's the only one of the only MCU movies I've never rewatched.
Yeah,
That and Thor 2. I think I've rewatched that movie
watched
once.
Thor. I think Thor 2 gets
Yeah.
too much hate. I don't think it's as bad as everybody wants to make out, but
You know what? I would say Ant-Man 2. I've never been a fan of the Ant-Man movies.
I've never watched any of them. I've tried, but I've never been able to get through them without falling asleep. I don't know if it's just I just picked the wrong time to try to watch them or what. But I mean, it's the same thing with Doctor Strange, and I know Doctor Strange. Everybody says is great. So, what's up, Someday Da Vinci? Adam, what's going on, man?
So real quick on the topic of TV shows and stuff. So I know Andor's been out for a minute, and
What is that?
so it's Star Wars, and I know it's kind of off
Oh.
topic a little bit, But I did want to say, in case Logan's watching, so I did finally go in and watch it. Took forever. What up, Art Chemist? Forever for me to get past the first 2 episodes, but after I finally gave it a shot and forced my way through like the first 2, 3, it eventually got better and ended pretty strongly. So super interested to see that kind of take on a second season, even though we know he's gonna die, right? Rogue One, for those of you that don't know. Yeah. So, and we also got an official release date for the Blue Beetle movie.
Are you wanting to be showing your screen right now?
Mm-mm.
Oh,
Nope.
okay. I was just gonna say
No,
'cause
I
you're
was
not.
just pulling stuff up. So the official release date for Blue Beetle is August 18th, and I'm gonna show it now that I have it pulled up. But there we go. So that's pretty cool. They tweeted this out.
Oh, that looks neat.
Let's see if we can get it pulled up.
What are your
Boom.
thoughts on the? Yeah, that looks cool. I like that.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts on the Disney guy?
Bob Iger coming back?
Yeah.
I honest to God don't think it's gonna matter. And the reason why I say that is because everything that was kind of rolling downhill started with him. This new guy, I think, was really more so the scapegoat of it all. I don't think anything's going to change. I think it's all going to be just as crappy. I think prices are going to increase. I think the movies are going to continue as they were. I think absolutely nothing will change. I can hope, but I don't think it will.
Okay.
I really don't. And that's just like I said. That's
I was asked about it on Sands the other night, and I was like, I don't know anything
Yeah.
about any of that. I don't go that far into it, so I
Yeah.
didn't. But I knew it was something that a lot of people were talking about, and so I figured, you might be one that would have an opinion on it.
Yeah, and like I said, I really want it to from several different areas, right? Just what up, Steve? Just with going to the Disney parks and stuff, wanting that to kind of be reined back in, because they're constantly increasing prices to the movies and the TV shows having a better direction. And I don't know what the deal is, right? Because the MCU started off so strong, and it's like they got away from whatever the magic was happening, and it's like all of what was this Phase 4 has just been subpar, and obviously there's a few here or there, right? But it's
The
it's
best
tough.
thing out of Phase 4 has been the holiday specials, the Halloween and the Christmas one.
Yeah, I would say for me, if I were to rank them, and again, I had no interest in the Halloween special, but boy, did I
Neither
love
did
it.
I. We both talked about that. I mean,
Yeah,
like I said, I just put it on as background noise while I was doing some paperwork, going through customers' books and stuff, and
yeah,
so but I had to stop because I found myself like not doing what I was supposed to be doing, and I'm looking at the show. So I was like, all right, I'm just gonna stop watching this. When I get done with my stuff, then I'm gonna go sit down and watch it on the TV. So that's what I did, and I was like, man, this is actually pretty good. But I mean, I think I've watched the Christmas special like 5 times now.
yeah.
Because I watched it once by myself. I watched it once where I thought my wife and kid were watching it, but they weren't. Then I watched it with Jeff while we were working on my Fantastic. Never mind. I can't tell y'all that because Nick hadn't dropped that video yet. But I watched it once with Jeff, and then I watched it with Hagen and Amanda the other night while we were playing Sorry. And no, okay, I guess I've watched it 4 times. By the way, when we were up in the cabin like a month ago, no internet, no cell phone, nothing. We had a TV with some Blu-rays and board games. Well, we got really into Sorry, and they beat my ass every single time. I bet we played Sorry 30 times while we were up there, and I got the hell beat out of me every time. So Amanda bought Hagen Sorry for Christmas. So one day this week, I forget what day it was, Hagen wanted to do a board game or something, and he wanted to do this. He got this Uno game for his birthday it's a Avengers Uno, but it's not like Uno. Like it's like literally like a freaking trading card game, and it's just way too involved.
Yeah.
He was just dead set on wanting to play that, and I was like, nope, I'm going to get Sorry out of the closet. So we ended up playing Sorry, and they beat me the first 2 days, but then the last 3 times we have played, I'm talking about whomper stomp my family into the dirt at Sorry. So
Oh Lord.
I have been enjoying that. I got some new lighting put up in the press and cleaning room today, which was awesome because it just there just wasn't enough light in there at all. So I was having to drag studio lighting in and out of here into there, and I mean I'll still have to because I need a light right over the table while I'm cleaning books, but I won't have to move it around once I get it in there. You can sit right next to my cleaning table and stay there. I'll have to move it over to the other tables while I'm working on books on other tables doing different things. So that was cool. I went live on our Instagram. Nobody cared. That was awesome. But no problem. I did have to just leave in the middle of it and go downstairs and try to find some wire nuts. So it was just kind of camera sitting there looking at a ladder for a long time. But, it's all good. Sometimes that happens. Update on the Hulk 2 I showed off last week. After around 8 hours of cleaning, it's in the press. It's been in there since this morning. So tomorrow I will take it out and I will check it over and see if I think it needs another round in the press. Once I've got everything, pretty flat, I'll be able to see any other issues as far as cleaning that needs to be done. But yeah, put a lot of time into that one. I was just working on it like an hour and a half here and there throughout the week. And yeah, definitely never spent that much time on one book. But if I was going to do it, it's got to be a Hulk 2, right? I mean, come on.
That's right.
Got rid of the color touch that was on there. So as long as they are not going to change the rules on us and hit us with a purple label because of tape, we should be getting a blue label on that instead of a purple label, and we should get a little grade bump. I think we'll get a little grade bump for sure. At least to a 2.0, at least to a 2.0. So if we can go from a 1.5 purple label to a blue label 2.0, it's not my book, but I'll be happy. So I hope the owner will also be happy. We'll see.
That's right.
We'll see.
So I don't know when our guests are joining. I know here in a second, right?
Yep. They should be popping backstage right now.
Cool. So there was something else though I was going to talk about. Two things, because I saw this pop up earlier in the week and kind of hurt my heart a little bit. Won't lie. So I'm going to share the screen real quick, guys. If you haven't heard,
I didn't get rid of it completely, Jason, but I did lighten it up a lot. I did make it a lot less noticeable for sure.
Look, if y'all are happy, y'all need to start spreading the love. My dude's trying to go full-time pressing comic books.
Hey, I will say, Russell,
he only needs to press 12 to 15 a day. Look, y'all just start sending him 12 to 15 a day. Go exclusive. Tell all your friends.
That's right. I'm trying to pick up some people that I know submit regularly to be an exclusive. They're exclusive guy for sure. So
look, he's got the setup. He's not using t-shirt presses. He's not using knockoff Amazon presses. Dude is using top-notch equipment with next level techniques, stuff like that would probably blow your effing minds because it does mine. These are all vetted. He's got mentors and all of this other things and puts in more time and effort and energy probably into doing this than I bet you 98% of other people doing it. I won't say he's the, because you don't know, but for what he's charging, 5, 6 hours, 7 hours of book cleaning, pressing, doing some other interesting things, use him so he can go full time, or else he's going to have to quit and go keep doing stupid stuff. Now, let's move on. This hurt my feelings. Peter David getting hospitalized after strokes. Peter David has been a big...
Oh, I did see something about that.
Yeah. So Peter David, Imperfect Future, Spider-Man 2099, some of these other things. He sparked my love for so many things. Maestro, Spider-Man 2099, all these interesting things. And I really didn't become a big fan of his work until earlier. No, actually, this time last year, I read Old Man Logan because of him, Imperfect Future, which led into Maestro and Spider-Man 2099. Like, just, God, that hurt my feelings. So he's running a...
Is he going to make it?
Look, everybody's...
Yeah, Someday Da Vinci, I hit a 9.8 on Edge of Spider-Verse 2 for him this week.
Good for you.
I bumped my second Ultimate Fallout 4 first print from an 8.0 to a 9.6. Second time I've done that, so
yeah. No, it's
been a good week for sure.
And then so So anyway, on Peter David, he is running a GoFundMe, which is again one of those sad things about comics creators. There's because they're constantly 1099, and but yeah, so I hope he does recover and does well, and so anywho's, but check this out. So we knew that people get into comic books, and not necessarily, I don't know anything about Wesley Snipes if he's ever been interested or not. But look at this, dude. Did you know this was a thing?
Mm-mm.
Yeah, so Wesley Snipes has a comic book. We missed the Kickstarter. I mean, I have not heard.
I think I heard maybe Thorough talking about it a little while back.
Yeah, dude, I had not heard a thing until the other day, and so I thought this was pretty neat looking, man. So I just wanted to highlight it a little bit. It looks pretty cool.
That's awesome right there.
Yeah, like
that shot of him in the rain.
Oh yeah.
That's
so I don't know who's the artist on it. Wesley Snipes. I don't know Lawson. Who's Lawson? Let's see. Keith Aram and Adam Lawson. So very interesting. It's a 140-page, oversized, balls to the wall sci-fi noir graphic novel. And it's already ended, so I don't even know how to go about getting it. But I just thought this was pretty neat, man. The artwork looked pretty cool. I actually, you know what it was? I don't know where Dustin went. So what kind of sparked it was a certain company's paid sponsorship. So they've hitched their chain to him, or paid him a lot to hitch their chain to him. But I just thought this was really neat, so I wanted to spend a moment just to kind of, I mean, look at that. That's going to be cool, man, with the red. So. And I don't know if it's just the complete set, oversized hero book, the Forgotten Wars original story, and the gray tone. Dang, that's pretty cool. I hate I missed out on this. I don't know if I would have backed it, depending on the price. So Dustin, this is what it was. Is Whatnot. I saw like a paid sponsorship pop up, and of course, they got the money to hitch their wagon to anything. So they probably like, look, we'll give you a proverbial crap ton of money. Let us throw our name attached to it or whatever. Which unfortunately that's going to turn a lot of people off too.
Yep.
So
where's the Tyler Kirkham bloody trace variant?
Yeah. Got him. So all right, so we're just waiting on the guest to show up. Anything else?
I mean, I like Tyler Kirkham as much as the next guy, but god dang it, man, do some other shit.
I know, dude.
And for the love of God, F those Do You Poo covers. That shit is, I hate those Do You Poo covers. And like, there's not a lot of things like in comics that I'll just say like, oh my God, that is just so, that is just beyond stupid. But I just, for the life of me, cannot get on board with those. And I know there's a lot of people that love them, but me personally, I'm just like, oh my God, dude, I don't get it. But I've never been a Winnie the Pooh fan.
What would you say is the most annoying homage out of all of them? Whether it's ASM 300, the Do You Poo line, I would like to hear everybody's comments. Like, what is the one thing you're so tired of seeing over and over? Or like maybe it's a theme, maybe it's like the hip hop covers or whatever.
I like the hip hop covers. I think they did really, really good stuff with those. But
the ASM 300, Hulk 30 through 40. See, the
Hulk 340s haven't been used, I don't think, near as much as some of the other ones. But ASM 300, definitely.
I think so. I think so for me too. I think
181 because I buy them all.
Honestly, though, I wish there was some way where like Todd could come out and be like, "Look, enough is enough. Y'all just chill." I don't know, man. I think he would get a lot of crap for it, but like every time we're turning around, it's ASM 300, and now I'm like starting to see a big trend happening with like half nude or full nude comic covers coming out. And like no story, nothing about the story, just the covers. And I'm like, I guess if that's your thing, But I guess you know what, Vampirilla and Red Sonja have been essentially doing that for however long now. So, oh, and another point of topic. Do we know if Sean's jumping on?
I just messaged him a Judge Judy gif telling him that he's late. So I'm gonna give him a few more minutes, and then I'm going to retract his invitation, change the link that I gave him to join the stream, and never speak to him again.
Oh man. Basically, Perry.
Yeah, like Jason said, he buys all the 181 homage. Like man, I could not be one of those people that has to buy like all the 300 homages or all the 181. Like, oh my god.
Oh, does he really?
Mhm.
I mean, interesting. And you know what? Honestly, like, I guess if you're a good artist, great. But if your entire career, is surrounded on you copying somebody else's artwork at the core of it, I don't know how I'd feel about that. I guess if you're getting paid, it doesn't matter. You know what I mean?
Well, while we're waiting on Sean and talking about artwork, pull up our Instagram because I do want to highlight. Well, I do want to highlight our buddy Brian Silverbacks for a minute because
oh man,
he killed the game this week, and I told him, I was like, this stuff right here, this kind of art is where you shine, bro. Work from here because this is where you shit on everybody with this kind of stuff. And I mean, Jesus Christ, dude, it looks like a legit Spawn cover. Like, I would buy that shit.
Yeah.
I mean, like, if that was a Spawn cover and you're into Spawn, and everybody in the chat let us know, like, does this not look like a legit Spawn cover? I mean, like I told him, work from here, bro, because this is your shit. This is it. I mean, he killed it. I love the way he did the eyes and the green coming out of the eyes. And I mean,
for me, what got me is the light coming from that bottom, depending on how you're looking at it, bottom right or bottom left, and you can see. I mean, it's glorious.
Yeah.
So y'all check out one of us. Google gobble. He said, "Wubba lubba dub dub." Thank you for being a member, Chris.
Well, I don't know what is going on with Sean, but I'm gonna give him one more minute, and then we're just gonna go ahead and get into this.
What up, Nosh? Oh no, I know, dude. And I'm hoping he'll do. Could he do prints of this without getting sued?
I'm sure he will. Guys, you go to our Instagram. You see him in the comments right there. I tagged him in it. Brian Silverbacks. Go and follow him on Instagram and Facebook and tell him what you guys think about that Spawn. Let him know Two Bros sent you. Ask him if he's doing prints. Like,
yeah, and here's some of his other
share it
work.
out.
Look
tag
at that.
Carlin, tag Image. I mean, if you guys haven't checked out Brian, man, like that one right there, the Creep Show.
Yeah,
I bought a print of that for you guys to do a giveaway, but I don't know how it happened. It just one day it was on my wall in a frame, and I don't know how that happened. But
look at that, dude.
It's on the wall, and
that's the inks.
Yeah, that's still the digital. Look what he does to it.
No, that's
not
not
that
digital.
is the ink. Okay, okay.
I know this.
Well, he has a digital where I was gonna say he does that. But yeah, go check him out. Let him know what you guys think. Tag is anybody you think that could get this dude on a Spawn cover, because
does Image even allow custom prints of this one, or like custom covers?
What do you mean?
Like, not that we're ever going to do that again because we lost our butt on
exclusive?
it. Exclusives.
No, you can't get exclusives for Spawn.
That's what I thought.
Nope. Oh, No Blue says, I thought it was the one that I had on my pre-order list already.
Yeah,
it's not a cover, but it definitely should be. It definitely should be.
Incredible. So, and then there's another video where I was going to do, I just haven't had a chance to sit down and do it yet. Where I was going to highlight another artist that we've highlighted before, but I was going to do a very specific one. But yeah.
Oh, for Deegan?
No. Nope. This guy does a very specific set of art.
Mm,
We've had him on
yes.
before.
Yes.
So I was
My
gonna do something
my
specific to
my,
that,
my
like,
discovery.
huh?
The
Yeah,
guy
but like
discovered.
I wasn't even gonna tell him, or I was just gonna be like, "Look, guys, this
Yeah,
is
yeah,
an
definitely
insane."
should.
So that
That's
was
why I don't
something I
like
was
wearing
gonna
that
do.
Power Rangers hat. Look at this damn.
Look at that big ass 5 head. Ha
It just
Got
leaves a
him.
It leaves a big red mark from the. But it's like if I go to a 7 1/4 or whatever the next size is up from a 7, it's way too big. So, but yeah, go follow Brian Silverbacks, guys, on Instagram
Yep.
and Facebook. That way, if he does drop those prints, you guys will know where you can get them. Because I mean, and he's got all kinds of different artwork on there. Prints. He just did a Chainsaw Man print that I mean, apparently everybody went nuts about. I don't know if
Yeah.
you saw that, but
Yeah, and I
he's
did.
got
I'll show
exclusive
that.
covers he's done for Department of Truth. He has a that the Tampon Man thing there. That is
That's a
Kickstarter he's got
Kickstarter.
going on.
And we can't talk about that too much because YouTube will not like that. But this is
Yeah.
Chainsaw Man. And again, just incredible.
Yeah.
So he's actually was doing some movie work this week.
All right. Sean just messaged me. He said he is coming right now.
All right.
I told him
Cool.
our friendship was on the line.
Cool. But this one, I love that one. I just wanted to
Yeah.
do it in all black and white with just the red eyes.
Yeah. The swamp thing he did was incredible too.
Let me see.
That evil.
It would be
Ernie
great
he
if one
did.
person, just one person, goes and comments on something and says, "Two bros did a very long conversation about you, and I think your artwork's incredible." Just one person. That's all we're asking for.
No, you don't have to tell him we sent you, but definitely if you're enjoying what he's doing here and the artwork he's doing, I know it would mean a lot to him for you guys to go let him know and just drop him a comment.
Because he works
sure.
so dang hard, man.
Yeah, he's been working at this for a long time and busting his ass hard.
That right there.
And yeah,
Just beautiful.
yeah, I love it.
So and dude is thinning up too. We saw him at a con not too, and I
Mhm.
like this one too. This is one you should pick up, Dustin, if he does it again.
Yeah.
Legend of the White. I hope that movie still comes out. And I mean,
I think
that
it
in the most
will. I think
respectful way.
that they're still. Yeah, I think they're gonna drop it for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
But he did something else that was really cool, and I don't remember which one it was that I was like, man, that's super cool. I think I bought the cover of it actually. I bought one of the comics, but yeah, I mean he does all kinds of stuff, man.
yeah, and he does a really unique twist on things, and it's
Like that Thanos. Look at that Thanos.
where?
He put the Infinity Stones in a grill.
Oh yeah.
Like, who thinks of that? I mean, that's freaking killer.
And this is one of his most successful pieces of work. Oh, well, it went away. But this Harley Quinn Deadpool, very, very, I mean, become very popular.
It has been stolen and used for T-shirts and stuff by all kinds of people. So, but all right, well, Sean will just get here when he gets here. We cannot hold up any longer waiting on this man.
What up,
and his
Bubba
bald
Dub?
ass head.
Hey, Ryan, guess what, dude? Guess what? All right, you go ahead and take it from here.
All right, guys. So, topic of conversation for tonight. All right, everybody's here finally. Some people are some of our guests are older folks, and they take a little longer to do things, so we have to be a little forgiving of that. I don't know. Maybe he had to wax his head. I don't know. But tonight, our topic of conversation is Hyper. What's up, bro? Jumped in just in time. And make sure you guys definitely drop your comments and opinions and thoughts on this, because we're going to talk about dirty, no good for nothing, flippers, resellers, scalpers, and are they really all the adjectives that were just used? Or is there a way to do it and be honorable and it's cool and it's okay? We're going to talk about that. So to do that, I wanted to invite a couple of friends of mine because I know that they do the same thing. They resell comics.
I like how Dustin's
resell
just
comics.
like friends of mine. Just
I don't think you've ever
can't
even
have
seen
friends?
either one of them. I don't think you
look,
could.
maybe
I know-
we're
you
all
couldn't
friends.
Pick Sean out in a crowd.
Maybe we're all friends through connect. What's the word I'm looking for?
No, you have no friends. You
I
just
don't.
have
There's one
acquaintances
person outside of family. I'd go to their funeral, and he refuses to come on our show anymore.
you you have acquaintances through me. But I wanted to invite on a couple of people that I sell comic books with on YouTube auctions here and there, and that way we could get firsthand knowledge from them as well. So you guys know this guy. I've had him on the channel a lot. We have shown off absolutely the best Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles CGC unboxing that's ever been put on YouTube or any other platform. So we got my man Who Dat Comics. What's going on, brother?
What's up? How's everybody doing? Nice to see y'all.
Yes,
How's
sir.
it
You
going?
too, man. Glad you could jump on with us. And then last minute, we got Sean. What is he reaching for? He thought he was on. All right. So the next guest, you guys have heard me talk about Sean in tons of different videos. We had a very, very funny way that we met, but for some reason he tends to try to keep me around as a little bit. I think it's just because he likes the way that I help him out with Elite Comics. I think that's the only reason. But I'm bringing my buddy Sean on. What's going on, bro?
What
going
was
on?
that?
He's the only guy that's wanted on IG because they think he holds a peach guy in a cage. I'm gonna say it like that.
Yeah, that was something from Elite Comics that Ali started, or somebody said, he's got some guy locked in a cage putting books on the screen for him.
It was hilarious.
But yeah, I decided to pick these two guys because like I said, I talk to them all the time, do shows with them, and we sell comics together. But I also know that these are two very good and very honorable people. And so I thought it would be good to bring some people on that can maybe change the minds of some people who may be in the chat that think anybody who sells comics is just some, low life, rotten piece of garbage, because I don't care what Russell says about Sean. He's not all of those things. But, I'll start with Sean because Sean and I would have never even met if it weren't for selling comic books.
Yeah.
And I would not have been able to pick up what was really my first comic book grail if it weren't for people selling comic books. Because otherwise, I wouldn't have gotten an Iron Fist 14 because I wasn't picking up comic books. I don't even think I was alive when the book came out. But I was searching everywhere trying to find a copy of Iron Fist 14. And I just hit up Macari one day and I saw a copy on there. And I was like, okay, that's not too bad. And like I said earlier, before I buy on eBay or anywhere else, I always look, check the name, see if I can find him on Instagram. That way both of us can save some change. And I noticed that he lived like in the town that's not even a half hour away. So I just texted him my phone number. I said, Dallas, Georgia, and put my phone number. So so that was how we met. I went and picked that book up from him, and I went to his house, and he has thousands and thousands of comics there, and he's talking about selling them all. And I'm like, what? I'm like, dude, like the amount of time you've put into putting these collections together, and this was all stuff. And correct me if I'm wrong, Sean, but like this was your collection you've built over your lifetime, right?
Yeah, when I started when I was 13.
Yeah. And he's telling me he's just going to sell it all because his kids ain't into it. And I'm like, well, damn the kids, bro.
Also, I didn't have because like I said, I didn't find a community here.
Yeah.
And I started selling them off, and when I found you, that's when I found this community, and I was like, maybe I won't sell them all.
Yeah. So I mean, it was cool. He decided to he's not keeping everything, but I mean, he decided to keep some of it. But Sean's one of those people that, like I said, if you're looking to buy some comic books, he's someone that I would put my reputation on every single day of the week. I know him personally in and outside of selling comic books and YouTube and stuff like that. So he's one of those people, like I said, he's not going to do you wrong. He's not going to overcharge you. He's not going to send you some jacked up book after he showed you a nice one, on the screen. So you don't have to worry about that kind of stuff. And then Russell, Who Dat? I don't know if it's okay to use your real name. Okay. I call everybody by their real names. So, but I forget who it was. I said their real name and they typed in the private chat, please don't call me that on camera. And I was like, okay, my bad.
You should use it now since he's not on camera.
No.
Ah, makes
But
sense.
you know, Russell, I know we ended up. I think the hunt was where we first started really talking, and then we found out that we had a lot of similar interests and stuff. And when I first got into trying to move comics and make some money on those, he was someone that I definitely reached out to and would try to get some helpful tips and stuff like that. So you know, I know he's another one of those people that, you know, what he shows you on the screen, that's what you're going to get. And especially here lately, like, dude is throwing ridiculous prices on books, like drop. I mean, like 40%, sometimes 50% off of what you're going to buy them anywhere else for. So, you know, both of these guys I know are guys that are always up for giving somebody on a deal on a book, especially if there's a space there. You know, I mean, if they buy a book for $50, they can't sell it to you for 30. But you know, if it's a $50 book, they bought it for 50 and it's selling for 150, you know, you might can get it for like 100 or 75 or something. Like they'll make these kind of deals, and there's a lot of people like that.
You know, a
But
lot of times, say this, and I know Russ does this too. Sometimes we sell it at what we got it for. Just like we want to move the book or we want to give a deal.
Or
Um,
if you have a relationship with the buyer, if you have a
yeah,
relationship with
yeah,
the buyer, like the buyer's bought multiple times from you. I've sold the book many a times at cost.
yeah.
Um, but look, I gotta make a disclaimer for the chat. Do not do what he did for meeting people online. All right, just wanna. I want everybody to make it home.
oh yeah. I will tell you, I was a little sketched out that this man has never met me before, and he's telling me to come to his house. And I'm
That's
like,
Well, so I remember whenever Dustin told me, I'm like you just going down into another man's like basement and you're just you're gonna do that? You're not worried about ending up in a hole with some lotion on you?
I'm sure he had his little piece on his hip. I'm sure he.
I sure as shit would have. I'm not going down, and so I
well,
actually I take it back. I did do that a couple weeks ago, but you technically already knew them.
yeah.
But no, dude, like no. And I
Well,
sold a book on eBay this week for the first time in a year, and I messaged the guy. I was
you
like, "Hey, man, you
dirty
want to meet somewhere half?"
bastard.
What now?
You dirty bastard.
I took a big loss on it. Don't worry. Don't. I thought I could. That's a whole nother story. But anyways, I thought he was up in Brighton, which is literally 30 minutes north of me. So I messaged him. I was like, "Hey, dude, you want to meet halfway?" And after I sent the message, I was like, "Ooh," had a pain in my stomach. I was like, "No, dude, he's gonna try to like kill me or something. I'm not doing that. I don't trust people like that." And then come to find out, he was in a Brighton near Memphis, not north of me. So it worked out great. Because I did not want to actually, because he was like all about it. Yeah, man, let's meet halfway. Blah blah blah. I'm like,
At this rest
just
stop
kidding.
at
Yeah, I'm like,
midnight.
nope, just kidding. Nah, dude, I'm good. And I'm like, dude, he's gonna like stab me for the book or something because it was not a cheap book.
Hey,
And I'm like, well, I've already got his money.
I'm not. I did meet somebody and sold them Nubians 98 at
Yeah.
in a parking lot by not Marshalls but the others, TJ Maxx.
Yeah. Well, so it reminded me, honestly, do you remember a couple of years ago, Reggie put out a video where he would like Reggie Comics bought some comic books from like crackheads, he said, in Oakland. And it was a story he told like 2-3 years ago. And I that's what it made me think of. I was like, nah, I'm not gonna go do this.
I
This
got some
is-
comic books from some crackheads one time. I mean,
Yeah, you did some big old girl crackheads, and they were all like,
no, I was
Nasty-
talking about the
oh.
mystery box that I bought that had like a dead
oh,
roach in it.
roach. Yeah.
Yeah. And then the guy literally after I you know, messaged him about the mystery box was like, "Oh yeah, I got those in a crack house, dude. Sorry." And I'm like, "And you couldn't even rebag and board them?" Like,
Yeah. What was it? What was his name? Halabeast? Yeah, he blocked us
yeah,
pretty quickly.
Halabeast, that's who it was. Yeah. But I mean, you know, I think stuff like that is where people really drop in the chat, guys. You know, some of the things that you guys hear and see where people are talking about, you know, flippers and stuff like that. And first off, you know, and you guys chip in and let me know what you think. I think there's a difference between a comic book flipper and what I would call a scalper. You know, being that someone
They get the who gets the most for, like, if the book's going for 1,500, they're gonna sell it for 1,500.
That's
Well, I
not
don't
really
even-
my definition. So I think that's one thing we need to be clear.
I want to do that. But I mean, I'm talking about like, okay, let's talk about the M&M drop.
Well, hold on. Before we do that, let's. I think before we have any type of, and I think you guys would agree, if we're going to have a conversation like this that could or could not get heated, which I don't care enough about it to get to that level, but I think it's important we agree upon definitions, right? What exactly it is we're talking about?
Yeah,
Because everybody, I think, has different like.
and that was what I was
scenarios,
going
right?
towards. That was
So
what I
a
was going towards.
scalper, in my mind, is somebody who, sets up these bots or will go stand in line at a whatnot convention, buy 75 to 100 of the issues, and then turn around and, before anybody else has the opportunity, or sets up the bots and will buy as many as humanly possible. Not steal them, but take the opportunity for anybody to have a chance at actually getting them in a fair market way, just to go scalp them on eBay or specifically whatnot or whatever. Just like Taylor Swift concert tickets or anything like that, right?
It's exactly the same as the guy that goes and buys all the freaking tickets at the box office when they're released, and then they're sold out, but he's going to be standing out there in front of the doors, selling them for 2 or 3 times the price. So
Chris
Barrett. Black Friday, back in the day, if you remember Black Friday, especially Best Buy, they didn't really have limits. And I knew some guys from college, and they would stand in line Thanksgiving to be like the first or second person in there. They would buy what they want and buy multiple, at least 2 or 3 of the same item, and resell it. And after they sell one, they make their money back on all of them.
Mm-hmm.
And the rest they can lower the price, and that's all because it's all profit.
Yep.
But I know what you're talking about for a scalper, and because flipper, I don't flipper. Some people don't like the term. I don't care, but it's really just reseller. Somebody who resells comics.
I mean,
because scalper and a flipper are almost the same thing in my mind, but
I don't know. So I would consider myself a collector, but I also flip to support my addiction. I guess you want to call it.
Your addiction, your habit,
your healthy habit.
Right.
See, and I think there's I think there is a difference between a scalper and a flipper in my mind. A scalper is the guy that's doing it, honestly probably doesn't have a love for the hobby, just using it for, quick. And I'm using generalization here, but shows up on New Comic Book Day, pulls every book off the shelf that's quote unquote hot book. The guy that went in and bought all the Black Panther 3s, and then goes on his Instagram and says Tosin is going to be the next biggest thing, and sells them and builds it up and sells all 400 copies he bought on New Comic Book Day for 5 times, because he's what's the word I'm looking for? Pump and dumping it, right? And then a flipper, by a collection. And again, I know we've used the term maybe interchangeable, maybe a little too loosely, but to me, I think there's a pretty big difference in my mind between a scalper and a flipper, right? So, and that's,
I mean, there's guys out here, and I'm sure Sean's heard and seen it too, because we've got a fair amount of comic book stores that either one of us can get to in any direction in an hour. We could probably hit 5 or 6 different shops, and there's people that'll go hit every single shop on the same day if something real hot comes out. They do it with toys and Funkos. They'll go hit all the Targets and go hit all the Walmarts, and to me, that's where a scalper. That's my thoughts about of it being a scalper, is where you're literally taking them all and leaving nothing for anyone else, and their only opportunity left is to pay those crazy prices, and why, the defense is always, well, I beat you to it, and it's like, okay, so because I have a full-time job and a family to support, like, fuck me, right? Like like that's how I feel like it's looked at sometimes, and then you have people that say, oh, well, you should have had
Lord Captain.
I know Captain Coast got me dying. Chris Barrett too, right? He was killing me in the comments.
Oh man.
But
so
I know there's a lot of people who have been turned off to the hobby because every time they want to go in and get a book, new people, like, they don't know about pull list immediately, and they're never there, and it hurts shops too. But part of that's on the shop. Like, if your shop that consistently you have one or two guys that comes in and wipes your shelves off every week, and by the time all your other customers get there, you don't have anything, that looks bad on you as a shop because it looks like you're not ordering the books. And at that point, you need to put a limit on it.
Yeah,
But
what used to, and I was gonna say what used to go in the comic community, people used to hate flippers, or people who sold books out of the collection. They hated them. I mean, disliked them. It was so bad that we made a joke about it selling on a YouTube channel. A guy made a sound effect, so when he sold something, you have a little flipper making noise, a little flipper from the TV show, and like he made it sound.
Oh, that's what that was. I didn't get that. I didn't know what that was about.
Yeah, so that's how the flipper started, because it started way back when with another guy getting called, and that's how the word kind of stuck around the comic community. But yeah, people hated flippers, and some of them were, some people might be in the chat. They didn't like you were able to buy a book, and it would be not a new book. I'm talking about all older books. You buy like the first appearance of the Inhumans, and you got it at a great deal. Especially, and I threw that book out there because it's cheap right now, so no excuses if you don't want that book. But you buy it, and then they announce the Inhuman stuff, and you're like, oh, I'm gonna sell it, sell it, and I'm gonna buy something else that I really want. And i.e. like the turtle stuff I collect, or people got mad at you doing that on YouTube, like ridiculously.
How long ago was that?
Not that long ago, actually.
Really?
You're talking about? Well, I'm saying not that long ago, but the flipper thing started probably like 8 or 9 years ago, actually.
Okay, so well before us then.
Yeah.
Like I'll always hate on the whole scalper thing. Always. It's like one of the most frustrating people is the Flips Kicks guy, the big fat bald dude that will buy the mystery boxes, whatever. Like that dude gets on my nerves. I think it's just his personality, but not to sidetrack it.
I think that opinion has definitely changed though, because I'm looking right now. I see 59 on Beta Ray Jim's Saturday night comic auction. He had 80 people in there earlier, 20 people on another auction, 40 people on another auction. I don't think any other comic book live stream gets more viewers than auctions do anymore. So I mean, I think
Elite gets like over 100 people on IG. On IG easily, and when they do the big sales, they get even more.
Yeah.
So you always get a lot of eyes, on that type of stuff, because you never know what kind of deal you're gonna get. You can't buy a book if you don't see a book. You gotta, or so it's always good to have that out there. People find another avenue where they can buy something relatively cheap, and get a good deal at it, because you're not dealing with a comic shop or a vendor, or or I don't like. We don't have overhead. Me, Sean, you. We don't have overhead. Our overhead is us.
Yep.
So that's why we can sell a book at cost, and LCSs and big shop owners like Reese Rare Comics and those people, they can't sell it at cost because it's a loss.
Yeah,
for them. They can't even sell. A book at a loss right now in the market, like, because a lot of those people, you look up their websites, everything's too high, everything's above what they've been selling for, and they can't sell it for less, because Red Hood even said it one time he did a live thing on. He's like, I can't. He's like, I know the last sale was this, but I'm into the book at this, so I'll sell it at this, but I can't go lower than that because it doesn't make sense.
Yep.
So it's. I think that's a great thing we have right now, that people can sell out of their collection, and they have all these auctions that are going around. Because I wouldn't be able to buy some of the, like, I think I bought this from an auction. I didn't buy this from my LCS. I bought it from an auction. But yeah, some of the books you just don't find, unless you're on an auction.
Yeah.
So
Empire expands your horizon and your expands your abilities to be able to make purchases.
Yeah. So Empire, I would say the pre-order thing's quite a bit different than somebody just walking in and snagging everything off a shelf, right?
Yeah.
So I think that's
pre-ordering, that's something
I don't have,
that we've said multiple times. Like there's that's 100% honorable, like fair game, like, because
Everybody
at that
has
point,
that chance.
yeah,
Yep.
at that point you're taking and that's another thing that people don't think about, with reselling and flipping books and the same, and especially that pre-order thing, is the risk involved. There's no guarantee that any of us goes and buys a book and we turn around, like, even if we get it, like what's going nut, Omega Men 3. All right, I bought an Omega Men 3, a raw copy on eBay, and I got a good deal on it, and I just sent it to CGC. Now I expect nothing less than a 9.8 on it. 9.8s are selling for between 350 and $400 right now. There is not a guarantee in the world, though, when I get my copy, that anybody's going to buy the damn thing. And I think all three of us have been experiencing that lately, where we've got the right books, we've damn sure got the right prices on them, but we're still sitting on them. And you might sit on these books for a month or two, but you can't keep showing the same books every time you go on the auction, because then nobody really gonna buy nothing. So now what do you have to do? We have to go buy other books. We have to try to find other things. What did people want? And people's interests change. And if we don't have the Star Wars craze going on, or the Transformers or the Turtles craze, like, we don't even know what direction to go right now. So you are taking a big risk, and it's not just a guarantee thing every time. I mean, I've got books that I've been trying to move since July that haven't moved yet, and now I've had them so long, the prices have dropped well over 50% on some of them.
It's crazy.
And with the pre-ordering thing, like, if you go pre-order 25 copies of a book, and that's not something that's not a game I've ever played, and I can't play it, won't play it. But that's a huge risk, because there's no guarantee that book's gonna get hot, and if it doesn't, then you're sitting there holding the bag.
But like you said, it's totally different from pre-ordering and going to a shop and grabbing the whole thing. Because you talked about a book, Nottingham, the was limited to 100.
Yep.
I was watching a video. I was like, man, it is a really nice cover. So I just waited. You thought you ordered it. You said, I got mine, and I actually waited a while. Then you posted it on. I said, so I ordered 2 copies. I could have literally ordered probably at whatever the max they'll let me.
Yeah.
Because I waited so long.
Yeah, because it didn't sell out for like an hour.
Yeah, it took a long time. Like,
not that Mad Cave would do this, because I think Mark London's a staying-up dude, but it makes you wonder if it was that long, as hot as that book was at one point. Is it really only 100 copies?
Yeah, it was kind of weird, because I actually waited. Yeah. I waited almost an hour before I bought my copies, and in pre-orders I always buy 2, at the max 3. If I'm feeling gambly, I'll go 3. But I don't pre-orders. I'll never go crazy, buying, just because, if I'm buying one for myself and one to hopefully sell, that's all I do. But pre-orders and grabbing off the rack are totally different, because like in my case, you can pre-order like 45 minutes later and it's still got 20 copies on it. Don't get mad at me, because I bought all the rest of the 20. Especially when you could have bought it way before me. So the pre-orders I never get mad at. I only get mad at when websites can't handle people ordering.
Yeah for sure.
So Sean, what is your thoughts on all of this? We've all kind of been talking and haven't really given you a
Here we go. Watch. I mean, you guys are OGs to me, man. Oh my god.
That's what I was talking about.
Look, I can't believe over 2 years. This is the first time that I've had you get on here, man. So I'm pumped about having you on, though.
Man, I'm psyched for being here, for real. So like with flippers, that's what you want to call them. Like, I consider myself a flipper, but I look at eBay prices, and I always go below eBay prices, because I'm saying, like, if I'm at eBay prices, you can just go to eBay and buy it there. Why would you come here? I don't sell on IG, but on YouTube. My thing is, I usually buy books that I like, but I also buy things that are hot as well. Because I want to buy a book that I want for my PC, or sometimes I go on these runs where I just want to buy all of Marvel Spotlight, and then I'll
And
sell
then
it.
you find the most amazing deal on the freaking planet on Macari, and you show them to me, and I consider strangling you in your basement and seeing if I can sneak out without your wife finding out about it.
See, Sean, and this is another reason why you should have never invited his dumbass down to your basement.
He loves. He's like a kid in the shop. Every time he comes down, he's looking through the boxes. Oh, you got
Yup.
this. He said, "Let me tell you
Yup.
about this." Yeah. So I kind of mainly what I buy, and sometimes it doesn't work out because I buy what I like, but people are not looking for it, and I want to get this run. I usually try to. I don't know if you guys notice. I sell a lot of runs.
Yeah, Elite
that's
doesn't like that.
yeah, I know. I found it out. I said I can't sell like that. I couldn't transfer from YouTube auctions to IG on Elite. So he said, "Nah, break it down, like do it per issue." Because that's how I collect. I like getting runs, and then when I get it, I'm done with it. Like, okay, I got my run. I'll take this book out of it and this book out of it because it's a high grade, and I'll put the mid grade there, or I might sell the whole thing if I didn't want to, if I didn't want to keep it or anything. I don't say anything wrong. It's a business. I think the difference comes in when, like you said, flippers come from somewhere else, or even someone in the community, and they don't have respect for the community. Like you said, they go to a comic book shop and they buy everything out. One, comic book shop shouldn't allow that.
Mhm.
Two, you got to think about other people want to get the book. I know you want, it's a business. You got to eat too, but I think that's where a flipper and a scalper differs. The respect you have for the community.
I think that's a good way of putting it. Respect and integrity, right?
Yeah,
Not buying the
definitely
book,
integrity. Yeah.
pumping and dumping, or buying all the books, pumping and dumping. And I
you
mean,
made-
like, the really, you
Yeah.
know, go ahead.
Oh, you may note on something, because I've heard people talk about it, and I've seen it a couple times where people will big up a book only because they have a lot of it, and it's there's no real truth behind what's going on with the book, but they want to hype it up so they can sell it. That's where the integrity comes in. Yeah, I don't like that. I don't like that at all.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, and we saw that with the Black Panther 3, the Tosin, and
Mhm.
even after the movie where it was clearly two separate characters, people still out there pumping it up. And that to me is a little interesting.
Well, what's
Yeah,
funny
Dustin
about that
told me
one was
about that.
you had some of the same Instagram accounts that literally build their accounts on shitting on whatnot personalities and influencers for hyping stuff up just to make a buck. And like two of those accounts are the ones that I saw doing it. And when people told them and wrote in the comments, like bro, that's not him, right? And he just puts a winky face, and I'm like, hello? Like, you're doing the same shit, man, but you're doing it like point blank right out in front of everybody. But I think I think that there's different categories of flipping comics too. Like I mean for people who say, well, if you bought the book for $5 and you turn around and sell it for $30, like, that's messed up. Like, I don't think so, but you made your point. So for those people, I would say, well, what if I buy a book raw for $30? I press it and clean it. I put the time into it. I pay to ship it to be graded. I pay for the grading, pay for it to be shipped back to me. Hits a 9.8. Well, on the Hunt, as far as our rules go, that's a whole brand new book. That ain't even the same book. It ain't never been seen before. That's a whole new book now.
Aggressively. So I talked to Dustin about doing that last week, I think. Like, kind of what they did with what was it y'all did?
Oh, we were talking about if you had enough money to, like, just
buy all the
whatever you wanted
at like a 9.6.
But you just made a dumb comment though. Nick said I'd buy
Destroy
all the
two of them.
9.6s. If he said if there's 396 AF-15s, I'd buy I'd buy all 3 of them. I'd destroy 2 of them, and that way I don't have the only one on the plane. I'm like, bro, you ain't got to destroy nothing. You
Not
crack
literally
2 of 'em.
destroy, just crack them out and resend in the labels. or
Yeah,
something
that's
like
what I
that.
told him. I was like, just crack 2, send the labels in, then the census will show there's only 1. You ain't
But
got
I
to
wonder
destroy
if
nothing.
But and that's just me like putting a hypothetical out there because I really do wonder like if that would just
If I bought 3,
blow
if I
the
bought all
market
3
up,
of those
it'd be worth it. But
AF-15s, I'm sending all of them to CGC, and I'm having Matt
Yarn
Nelson.
Man,
I'm
that's
having
what it
Matt
was.
Nelson himself grade those, and if we get a 9, I'm gonna tell him, hey, stop when you hit a 9.8.
I'd say they got different avenues of flippers too. Like, I would consider us 3. I would consider us this avenue of flipper. Like, we would sell a book and buy another book or buy a collection.
Yep.
They had this type of flippers that'll, oh crap, this book got hot. Oh, now I can go get a new cell phone. Here you go, sell this book, and you're like,
Yeah.
I don't sell my books to have an income, to have an extra income. I just buy stuff and I upgrade to better stuff or bigger stuff. I haven't used any of my comic selling money to like, hey, let's go on a trip around the world. Let me go. Do this, do that.
Yeah.
Have a party with some money. You could have because such and such got hot, so let's have a party. Like, they have those type of flippers too, and you could tell because they'll buy something and they don't. To me, when you buy something and you resell it, if you buy it for a while and then you resell it, that's different. But people will buy it and hurry up and need to sell it. Oh, I just got this in. Showed it on Instagram for sale, and you're like, wait, you just said you just got it.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's like, you didn't even get the packaging out of the house yet.
Yep.
DM me for offer. Like, you're like, wait, hold up. So you got different levels of the flippers that is comical to, like, because I'm in a little group with Elite, and it's called the Collector Stash group, and it's because we're collectors that sell out of our collection to buy other books to put in our collection, and if you notice, some of the times we do it often, a lot of us will show a book we've shown before because we're tired of this book in our collection, so please buy it at a cheap price so I can just get something else.
Yeah.
So and I know people get tired of seeing those type of things, but it's like, I don't want to sell certain books in my collection. This is what I want to sell in my collection. So that's why you're going to see the same book unless you let me get other books, and then I might, all right, let's move other inventory that I want to get rid of, to buy other books. But that's why it's kind of funny how the collector stash goes, because a lot of times you'll see the same book over and over, but it's because that's the collection of books we want to sell.
Right. Yeah. And for stuff like that, like, us moving books to buy other books, like all the money, all the books, like it's staying right here in the same group, because 9 times out of 10, when we sell a book to someone, on one of the auctions or stuff, like if we're looking to buy another book, we're going to buy it from somebody else that is, within our social group of people who participate in the buying and flipping on different auctions and different avenues on Elite and stuff like that. Like, I'm going to look to purchase from this community before I go to eBay or something, unless it's just something you can't find there first, like then I'll go look at Shortbox. eBay's definitely like not my first avenue, but
it's so the prices there are inflated, like big time.
It's because of the percentage they take out. It's ridiculous, the percentage they take out, but it's like
but it's also because of the amount of people that, like, the views that certain sellers on there get. So you have like 10 times, 12 times the amount of people that will be watching on Elite Comics 11 if you're big enough on eBay. So then the bid's are going to go up a lot more. I don't know. I just I wish I'd have met Dustin a little sooner, and I'd have had my collection would have been a whole lot better. I sold some before I met him, before I got this community. Because like I said, it had been 10 years, and I was just like, I don't know anybody, so it's not fun for me. I can't talk to anybody.
Yeah.
So I said I just want to get rid of my comics and
And you know what I like to do, and this is me personally for selling comics. I like doing it on IG as well, but when I'm doing a live auction on YouTube, I like I I don't even mind taking a not really a loss, but I don't mind giving like a 50% off to somebody on YouTube because I feel like that's more interactive. And giving somebody a collector a good price. eBay is I don't know. I could be I'm probably not selling to a collector. I might be just selling somebody. I might be selling to an LCS. I might be selling to another guy who has a traveling vendor, and he might want that as inventory. It's so many
There's
different
no
avenues
relationship.
yeah. There's no relationship on eBay, on IG and YouTube, especially YouTube because I started first. I feel it's more of a relationship, so I don't mind. And I've been trying to show people that you can do this also on auctions because I've done it a couple of times lately. It's like, hey, if I show a book for a price, that doesn't mean you can't send a offer.
Mm-hmm.
I'd be more accepting to accept an offer from somebody on YouTube. And I've been showing people like, oh, look, if a book comes up and that's what you want, and you see, I guarantee you probably can get a few more dollars off, especially on YouTube. Especially and definitely on IG and YouTube, you definitely can. It's harder to do that on eBay and Sharpbox because of that extra, fee that they take. It's like double fees. He's like, even if we sell goods and services, it's still like 10% more on eBay and and Sharpbox. So, and so that's another avenue. Some people are like, oh, I don't want to say, I don't care. Send goods and services. I'm still cheaper. I'm still going
And
to
a
be
lot
cheaper.
of times we'll do like we'll offer payment plans and stuff like that. Like I know a lot of guys.
Oh yeah, I do that all the time.
we lost Nick.
Yeah, he probably went to the bathroom or something.
Yeah, I do that all the time, and I tell people that who buy on because I've even mentioned it. Like, hey, because somebody jokingly on IG, I think he does follow on YouTube. He said, "Oh, do you accept payment plans?" Laughing out loud, and I put on there, "Yes, I accept payment plans. 20% down, non-refundable. You have such and such days to pay it off."
Yeah.
And he's like, "Oh, thank you." Yeah, he didn't know I was going to answer that way. So, yeah, I'm like, dude, I'm not a museum. And I'm not a dealer. I'm not a dealer or a museum. So museum, I'm not trying to sell it and I'm going to put a ridiculous price on it. A dealer, sometimes you got to have a ridiculous price to make money. It's just me doing this. I'm my own entity, So if you want to buy a book that costs $500, which it is in my mind easy to do if you have a job, but you're like, oh, I don't have 500 at the moment, but I'll have it in like 20 days.
Right.
Just go one less time to the fast food place. Don't get cheese on your Whopper. And before you know it, you'll have the money in probably 30 days.
Yeah.
So guess what? That's not going to hurt me. I can wait for the rest of the money. As long as you're serious about buying, you're not like, all right, I'm serious about buying. I'll send you $50. I know if I don't pay you in 30 days, I'll lose the $50.
Yeah.
So, I mean, you'd be surprised how many people sell on YouTube will do what I want to say, payment plans.
Yeah, for sure.
Go ahead.
Go ahead, man. What up, Bueller?
You had made a comment on someone made a comment about buying like from eBay and selling it right away. Now I tend to do that on some things where I've gotten, or not even just eBay, Macari, like case in point, the Marvel Spotlight. When you get such a great deal on it, and I already have it in my collection, I'll flip that right away, and I could sell it because the price I got it for, was less than one book. So you give somebody a great deal.
Yeah, you
And
did.
most of the time,
The deal you sold those on, that was like I was sitting there trying to figure out if I could buy it. Like it was like a hell of a damn deal.
Mm-hmm.
and even though what was that? I had it listed for what, 3,500. The guy came at 27.
Oh yeah.
Man, I was like, yeah, sell.
Yeah. Yep.
And 35 was still like $300 less than the last 3 eBay sales.
Mm-hmm.
and he made the offer $700 less. I'm like, yeah, go ahead. I don't have that. I still make my profit on it. You get a great deal. Yeah, I
Yeah.
like doing deals like that.
And another thing, as far as like flipping books and stuff, that I think a lot of people don't think about too is, and sometimes I kind of feel like some of the people that get upset about it are people that don't have an avenue to do it themselves, maybe.
Mhm.
And if there's
That may be a little too generalized, but I also think there's a massive amount of people who are, I don't want to say comic book purists, but don't believe comic books are necessary, like buy it for the stories and to read and stuff like that, and
yeah.
like are just truly in it for that aspect of it. I think that's also a very
Well, I mean, I wasn't saying that's why I said I think not everybody has that, but I
Yeah.
think there are people that feel that way. But even for the people like you were describing, like, if you want to buy that shit, like, what if it's something that came out 20 years ago? How are you going to get it if there's nobody reselling comic books? I mean, and what's the difference between us doing it, and you buying it from us, or going to a Comic-Con and buying it from one of those guys? Because 9 times out of 10, that one of those books sitting on their wall that you just bought, they probably picked up from another vendor the day they were setting up. How do I know that? Because I do. I go. I've been in there on setup day. Setup day at a Comic-Con, you guys wouldn't believe the deals that goes on there. Like big money deals. Like there is some awesome books being swapped back and forth on setup days at Comic-Cons.
Yeah.
But nobody raises an eyebrow at that kind of stuff.
Because everybody has buyers from different buyers, say it like that. So when they do those setups and buy like that, it's because like, oh man, let me get that from you, because in their mind they know I could sell this to such and such because that's what he wants or that's what he's been looking for. But they'll buy it and display it and have it up. But if somebody buys it there, they're perfectly fine because they're going to overprice it. But they know once they leave, they're going to hit up, hey Bob, I got that book you were asking me about. I found one when I was out at the con, blah blah blah. And they're going to get Bob. That's why a lot of those deals they can do that because they're like, oh, I know I'm going to sell it at the end of the day because I know who I'm going to sell it to. And I've done that before, but I'll buy something because I know somebody's looking for something, which was so tempted to buy. I hope you bought an FF13 because I was so tempted to buy one just so you can have one. Because I know this guy was looking for one. And I was like, there's so many good deals out there. And I was like, man, should I buy it for him and like just say, hey, I got this pay the shipping and what I paid for it, and here you go. But I've done that before for people. And but I also buy stuff to upgrade. Lately I've been doing, I used to do is I would sell something, then look for the upgrade.
Yeah,
which is terrible. You gotta
buy first.
Yeah, so not just, and it's not because I can't find the book to upgrade. I always find a better deal on something else. So the money gets. Oh yeah, let me go up. Oh crap, that you had that 25% off. Let me get that. So that's what ended up happening. So lately I've been buying my upgrades and been trying to sell my lesser books. That's been difficult. I'm not even gonna lie. It's been difficult. But it's like, but hey, somebody's gonna get a good deal, I always say, from stuff. But those conventions are hilarious if you ever can get there early and watch them. They got so much money changing hands and so many people.
And a lot of those guys do conventions together all the time. They know each other, and so I mean, it's like a whole nother family. It's like a whole nother community, just like the way we are. I mean, I know what kind of stuff that you guys get into. Y'all know what kind of stuff I get into. So if I see something somewhere that I think one of y'all like, I'm gonna hit you up. And same goes, both ways. So I mean, it's pretty much the same thing.
Yeah, I don't know how many times I've tagged Two Brothers Comics when I've seen the FF13.
Yeah,
in the last 2 weeks.
Yeah. Yep.
Just waiting for bonus times.
And it's so funny. I've seen it like once you mentioned it. I think it was last week you said something about it.
Yeah.
Once you said that, I've seen it so much, and I'm like, it's like, dude, I'm not even looking for this book, and I'm seeing it every
and it has
day.
dropped so much.
Oh yeah,
and that's kind of the thing is like I'm looking at recent sales, and then some of the sales I've seen popping up, they're still pretty high over GPA. And like once I got into GPA, I won't buy a comic book significantly higher or over what GPA is telling me.
Yeah,
Oh yeah,
GPA is good.
So
Yeah.
Russ got me on that. That
yeah.
saved me.
best
Yeah.
99 9.99 I spent a month.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
I was
yeah,
using what's the other one? Cover Price, and
Yeah.
they are so slow and stuff. I was buying, and then he told me about GPA, and I was like, oh, this is much better. And I was selling at better prices. I
Yep.
was like, okay, yeah.
yeah. I love GPA and I use eBay as well. That's my top 2.
Hmm.
I don't care for like the other stuff because they're either too slow or they give you a pricing. You're like, come on, they got multiple sales at this price. Why is it 1,500 when it's selling for 3,000?
Hmm.
Yeah, I don't,
Yeah.
I don't like that one. But GPA, eBay are kind of like the go-to, and I've been seeing, and I learned it from dealers. That's how I learned it.
Yeah.
Research Economics, one of my favorite, like the two brothers took over for the dad. Um, that's how I learned GPA from them because I said, "Oh, let me look it up." And I said, "What do y'all used to look up?" We do GPA. Like, oh, all the dealers use it. I was like, "Oh crap, let me look into that." And that's how I got into GPA. I was like, "If y'all gonna use it, I'm gonna use it so I can know if I'm getting a good deal."
Yeah.
Yep. Level the playing field.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
so it's a great tool. And I always tell people if I know you and you need to know the GPA or something, just hit me up. I don't mind looking it up. I don't just don't expect me to give it to you that moment if I'm not available. But
Right.
I'll answer you and give you what the GPA is. It's not a problem. It's a great tool that that I've got access to, and other people has helped me in the past with it. So
Yeah. I think some other aspects of the flipping game, like me personally, I don't make a lot of money at my job, and like this year specifically has been extremely rough. Um, and the only way that I've been able to add anything to my collection, in my personal collection, like stuff that's going to stay, this is not going anywhere, has been because I've been able to put in the time and effort when I've been going to Comic Cons and going to shops and learning how to press and clean and putting the money out to get it. Like that's the only way is flipping comic books that I've been able to add this stuff to my collection. When I did that video of getting that Fantastic 451, that was one of the most commented on videos of our entire year, and it was all people saying congratulations, that was awesome, congratulating me, people happy for me.
You love that book.
Oh yeah. I
You
mean,
love
you
that
can't
book.
find it in high grade, but I flipped a book to get it. I flipped a book to Justin Birch that I paid $90 for 3 years ago. Bought it raw, got it graded at a 9.8, and when I got it graded, I think 2019, it was only for about a $350 book at that point. Well, Uncanny X-Men 266 and a 9.8 was selling for over $1,000 last year. Now it's dropped back down. At the time I sold it to him, it was selling for like $950. I said, I only need $800. Here you go if you want it. I had to flip that book to add something I really wanted in my collection. And a lot of times for a lot of people, like that's the only way you're going to build your collection. Not everybody is just able to make that money to do it without this. And to me, like I don't see any issues with that at all. Like I want my book. I want the books I want too. If this is a book you want, I'm providing it for you, so I can go to this guy and buy the one I want.
And what has helped me as a seller or a reseller or whatever you want to call it, flipper, not a scalper, but what has helped me a lot, and I always tell people, I learn how to grade as best as you can, and get help with grading, because I've done it many times. I know Sean's done it. We try to sell a book raw because literally we don't want to send it to CDC because we know it's going to sell for more, or we're going to have to pay all, going to price it more. And when you've been submitting, you want to take a break from submitting. And I've actually told Dustin that I was like, I want to take a break, but it's like when nobody buys it raw, I gotta send it in at
Yeah.
at some point, and then I'll put in like 30-40 bucks into it, and then I can make an extra $500, or I'll make an extra $200-300. I mean, I literally sent him my Thor 337, bought it raw for $80.
What did it grade?
A 9.8.
Oh shit!
The other one we haven't gotten back because I bought both of them from the same person, and I do that a lot too. If I buy two, it's one to keep and one to sell.
Yep.
So whenever the other one comes back, whatever the lower grade is, that's the one I'm going to sell. And even if it comes back at the estimated, we thought it was the other one's a 9.4, like we think, I'm going to make my money back on the 9.4, and now I have a 9.8 for nothing, basically. So that's why I kind of tell people, make sure you learn how to grade when you want to sell stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And don't be afraid to ask people their opinion, because you'll get a lot better deals on raw books than them graded. I know it's safer to get a graded book, but you get a better deal on raw book.
But that's where the integrity comes in, when you can trust the person that you're buying from. Like, okay, this person usually undergrades, or he's right on the money. So I've had several people that will say that about some of the sellers that I know. Like, well, yeah, I'll buy from them because I know how they grade.
Yep.
Yeah.
I've told y'all. I don't know if I told that's. I know I've told. I think I told Sean that before. That's how I buy from on IG on Elite Coms 11. He'll have a lot of the same dealers and vendors over, but I've learned my lessons from a few of them, and I don't buy from them anymore.
Order tide. That's right. Undergrade, over deliver.
That is literally my motto right there. And I do the same thing. When I'm pressing and cleaning, and Russ can give you guys, he can attest to this. If you ask me like what I think it's going to grade, I'm going to give you a range. If it's a book that I think like this book has a shot at a 9.8, if they let the color rub go, because sometimes they'll hit you for color rub, sometimes they won't.
Color rub is kind of tough.
Yeah. So if all that it is the color rub, like Someday Da Vinci, I hit a 9.8 on his Edge of Spider-Verse 2. I told him, I was like, look, it's 9.4 if you get one of these graders that just like, because sometimes they just for no reason want to hem you up. I said, you might hit a 9.4. I think it's probably a 9.6, but you got an outside shot at a 9.8 though, if they let this go. And I'll put that in notes on my paperwork and stuff. And that way I'm not getting you overexcited about it. But at the same time, I don't want to tell you like, oh, I think it's going to hit a 9.0. Then it hits a 9.8. Because then you look at me and say, well, this dumbass don't even know the difference between a 9.0 and a 9.8. So, I'll try to give a very close range and give reason for it too. Like, that way. But it's the same way with selling books. I mean, the more you start buying from certain people, you'll be able to get the books in and tell like, okay, like, he said it was going to be, in this range. It looks like it's right about there. Or damn, like the eBay, I found an eBay guy that I bought from, and I would buy from him again. He sold me a book that was considered VF. I looked at it and I was like, man, this guy's super fair. He called it VF because it had a slight spine roll to it, and it had one little crease on the back. And I'm like, nothing breaks color. There's nothing here that can't be undone. But as it is, it is VF. And that's a big thing too, that I find that is a very honorable trait in resellers, is people that will say, well, it's got this and this wrong with it, but if you get that fixed, it's a near mint copy. So I'm going to charge you for near mint. Like, nah, bro, you're not going to charge me. Go get it fixed. Then
put the work in, right?
You can't sell like that. Like, and I know I literally sold a couple of lots last week, and that's how you say it's all about. If people know and buy from you, they respond good and they trust you more. Because I got an email from a buyer, and he's like, I just got the books back. Man, that first Bishop is super, super nice, man. Definitely going to CGC. That's what he told me. And I was like, I knew it was clean. I was like, it looked like a 9.6 without a press. And I don't try not to say 9.8, but in my heart, I know when something like is up there.
Yeah.
So he was like, I'm sending it straight to CGC, my next submission. And I was like, and it's all about integrity when I'm selling stuff, that's why I learned how to grade. It was that's helpful things for me for selling.
Yeah.
And it helps the buyer out because they know, oh, I can buy from this guy because I know he doesn't overestimate his grades.
Yeah.
And then I also tell people, because I know what a press and clean can do, and if I know if you send it to the right press and cleaner, hey, this book is a 9.2 as is, but if you press and clean it, you'll get a 9.6.
Yeah.
So I'll tell people that, but guess what? I'm not going to charge you the 9.6 price. I'm charging you the 9.2 price.
Mm-hmm.
And you know what's rough about that though, especially now, because I was a CBCS guy for a long time until they did the 2 price hikes, and then the turnaround times were getting super long. So I started sending stuff into CGC. And when I sent my stuff in, I think I sent in like maybe 200 books in the last month, and they are so all over the place with the grading. Because I said, write down. I think this book is this and that, and some of them I'm just like so far off. Like if I'd have said this and I sold it to somebody and they sent it in, because like it was a book I thought was a 9.6 that came back a 7.5, and I'm like, how the hell did this come back a 7.5? And
We
you
just
have you had that.
You finish. I'll tell you what because Dustin pressed the book for me. I'll tell you.
Yeah, and I'm just like, this is the inconsistency is frustrating, but I don't know. Like I haven't. I think I've had it twice with in the past couple years that the book came back like 2 grades lower than what I said it was. Other than that, I've been pretty on. But
I've had that at least a couple times, but this last time totally blew because I told Dustin to grade. Dustin and Dustin will give you, and I have to shout him out every time I think about it. He gives you basically a note guide, a journal, whatever you want to say, of what is done, what he sees, and then what he does. Estimate grades, and he give you a range. And I remember the grade range on the Nova 1. That I sent the Nova 1 to him. It needed a little pressing, a lot, and some good cleaning, but I knew it would be in the 9s after it's done. I knew it wasn't a 9.8, but I knew it was going to be above a 9.2. 9.2, 9.4. I was thinking after we get it cleaned up and stuff. So all the other books came back the exact same grade, or actually one came back higher. And then the Nova hits an 8.0. I was like, hold up, an 8.0. And then I look at the notes. The notes basically says, this is what the note says. If you know about press and clean, the book needs to be pressed. That's what the note says, basically, because if you press it,
breaking tech. So
it says. I forgot what I sent them a message about it, but it basically said it needs to be pressed. And I'm like, what did they do to the book?
Yeah.
For it to get the like some kind of whatever it said. I have to look it up, but it was kind of didn't make any sense. Like, hold up, this hit the correct grade. This hit the correct grade. The other one didn't. I mean, this one hit a little bit above, and this one was totally off because he thought it was gonna be a 9.4 after he worked on it. And I was like, I thought it was gonna be in the 9s as well. And I was like, okay.
hey,
So, but that's why as a seller, go back onto this comment. As a seller, you need to know what you get into books at.
Mm-hmm.
So I bought that book with a group of other books at a great price. So I'm not stressing out on the 8.0 because I'm going to crack it and we're going to press and clean it again. And I'm going to get my 9.2, 9.4, whatever, in that range, and I'll still be okay. But that's what you have to do, when you buy books to flip. You got to buy them at a great price where your margins are not too bad.
Yeah, because you got to add $50 to it.
Yeah, so
because you're gonna need to get it back quick within that 2 weeks. So
so I'm gonna put some more money into that book because I know it's not the correct grade.
Yeah,
but I didn't buy that book for fair market value, so I can do that. And that's,
now, I'm gonna ask you guys, when you guys send books in, keep the receipt from CGC. because I want to start comparing. Because like the guy that did this was number 5.
Mm.
So I want to see how these guys grade because they're not going to say the names, and understandably, but I want to how we meet in the back and we
Mhm.
talk.
That's the only guy that grades.
Is that 5?
Yes.
Yeah, I just got one back today.
So this is
Now hold on. Are they talking about? It says inspected by. Are they just talking about inspected the shipment before they shipped it?
I
Or
did. I
that
think.
the
I think.
grader?
I think it's quality. I think it's quality control. Honestly. I
Oh, it
think
is.
it's just
Yeah,
quality
you know what? You're right. It does say comics QC.
control.
Never mind. Never mind.
Yeah,
It
I
would
think
be
it's-
cool if they put graders on there, but
At least numbers.
yeah.
Because I want to see how consistent some of these graders are.
and they put this on there, and my only gripe with this is, all right, so when I go on their website and say, all right, I gotta get this book recased because there's a mechanical error, they should have a spot where I
Hold
could
up.
put it was inspected by such and such,
Spit stain.
so that person is inspector number 5 can get in trouble because he obviously didn't inspect quality control, but they
Yeah.
don't have no way you can put that.
Yeah.
So that's the only thing I don't like about it because, that's great. Somebody inspected the quality control, but they're not worried about anything because they're not getting reported on if something is not right.
Yeah. If there's no accountability, then the quality will
It'll
vary.
stay the same. It'll stay the same.
Yeah.
It's not going to get better. And that's what's actually happening. They're putting those stamps. Those stamps are for everybody else.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just like, oh, it got checked by inspector. And look, we all got the damn same guy. And that guy must be got cross-eyed and can't see. Because a lot of times he'd be like, hey, how did he send this? I literally got the quality, because quality control was to check the label, casing, everything. I got label for my Miles books, it's the same label on both books. The grades on the website are both the same. It's correct. So I didn't worry about it. But if you read if you can read and you do your quality control correctly, one of the books says, the note says Miles Unmasked variant.
Mhm.
One of them, he has his mask on, but it says that on both of the labels. And I'm like, all right, so if you really quality control, you would have saw that and been, hold on, this is not the right label because obviously he has a mask on.
Well, hell, Jason, Southern Comic Geek, he had them put a Tomb of Dracula, and I forget what the other book was, but they literally had swapped 2 of his books, like the wrong. They had the wrong book in the case or the wrong label on the books, like it wasn't even the same book. And I'm like, how does stuff like that even get past you? Like if you're reading it, like I can understand, little things here and there, but I mean, when you're talking like it's not even
There it goes.
Werewolf by Night 32 and Tomb of Dracula 10. Like, it ain't even the same title, man.
So that's what I think. They cannot be comic book people that's doing this. These are just everyday Joes that said, here, this is a job for you. This is what you do. This is what you look at. Because everybody knows those are 2 huge books.
Yeah.
I mean,
It would be interesting if somebody from the community could go down there, get a job, learn it you see what's really happening.
Deep Dive Comics did.
Who?
I think Deep Dive works there now.
Oh, for real?
I could be wrong, but I could have swore Deep Dive got a job there as a grader.
Nice.
Interesting. I just think it would be really interesting to see and then get feedback on like, okay, is it just total volume and it's just small mistakes? Is it they just really don't give a shit? Like what's actually happening?
It's definitely volume because I mean that's definitely part of it. I can't really comment on if they don't give a shit, but yeah.
So Nick, what do you think, Nick, about any of this? Like, what's some thoughts you have on
I'm not necessarily the best guy to ask for this, right? Because I don't do much selling. I do more buying.
Well, that's why I think that you're good though, because we don't have anyone here that is really coming from the side of strictly a buyer. So as someone who mainly is just a buyer, like what are some things
Oh, literally just what I
when you're-
said before. It's just all about the way the integrity of it is done, right? I think.
but what are you looking for though?
Oh, just the I'm gonna go into the store, buy everything all at one time. I'm gonna show up at Whatnots, or I'm gonna show up at a con line, use my Whatnot badge, and
Well,
buy up all the books.
I'm
That
talking
type.
about like you've purchased things on some of the YouTube auctions and stuff. So
Yeah.
like when you're going in somewhere like that, like what are like it's like especially if it's people you don't know, like what is your process of thought when you're looking to make the purchase on there from people and stuff?
Literally for me, it's so I mean I don't, right? So I don't ever really go on there and buy anymore. Whenever we first started, it was all FOMO, and the guys we were buying from were fantastic. It was you and me bidding our own dumbass selves up, right? We would be on there, this is $1 book, but F you, Dustin, I'm going to pay $400 for it before I let your dumbass get it over me. That was our problem early on. And there were instances where I would spend, or he would spend 40 or $50 on a $10 book just so you couldn't have it.
Then send the other one a picture. Ha ha! I got it. I mean, I don't
Yeah.
want it, but I got it.
Yeah.
That is
So,
freaking
like
hilarious.
specifically, there was this Infinity Gauntlet Scotty Young homage that was done that I remember very vividly because it's like $8 book, something like that at the time, nothing special, but I wanted it. I loved it. Dustin wanted it, but I'm like, no, F you, dude, you don't have a chance. And I don't remember exactly how much I spent on it, but I bet you it was damn near 40 or $50.
Mm-hmm.
But that
that's
was early
funny.
on, right? And we weren't being taken advantage of. It was literally just I refused to let Dustin win. But the most recent time I went on a YouTube auction was Beta Ray Gym, and it was after a Babble-On. And so, like, for me, right now, I'm not the best person to ask because I'm only looking for very small amount of books that, unless an ASM 700 pops up or an FF13 pops up at a stupid price, I just don't care. But I had been drinking a little bit, got on Beta Ray Gyms, and then what do you call it? Discovery Bay Disco had yeah, for real, bottom tier. Discovery Bay had been drinking a little bit, so he had literally just kept dropping the prices on this 3-pack of comics. It was a Spider-Man, or was it Secret Wars 98, 96,
Yeah.
something like that. It was something stupid.
9.6.
And I got it back here. And then there was 2 second prints.
That is
of
JB's kryptonite is Secret
Yeah.
Wars number 8. I
S-
think
yeah.
he has bought 1,000 copies of that and has never hit
Yeah.
a 9.8 on it.
So it was like a 3-pack, and he kept dropping the price, and he dropped it. And literally, I haven't felt this way in forever. I was like, oh my God, if I don't claim this right now, somebody else is. And I thought they were first print, or second. I thought it was a second print Ultimate Fallout 4 and a first print Edge of Spider-Verse 2. And literally and it's not on him, it was on me because I didn't look close enough. But I'm like, claim. And then I'm like, oh, snap. The next morning, I was like, that was a good deal, but not the books I thought it was. And it was 100% on me. So,
Nice.
I don't know where the story is going, but like I said, I'm not really the best guy to ask about buying and selling. As long as you're doing it with integrity, you're not sitting there blowing up Black Panther 3. That's just the most recent example. And telling, people, like, taking advantage of people is the worst thing in the world to me when it comes to this hobby,
Yeah.
especially new collectors, because it happened to us pretty early on. Local comic shop here close to us does that, or they're just outright, terrible to people. And, almost forced me to quit collecting. Not forced me, but almost made us stop collecting comic books because of the way we were treated or taken advantage of. And I think that's what it comes down to, right? If it's like, look, this is what this comic book is, like, sure, you got to sell, but are you going to outright lie or take advantage or create some BS, scarcity thing? Like what's kind of happening, for example, with this new Ninja Funk Whatnot thing, everybody's hyping up second print. Well, shit, man, 100,000 copies of it has sold for number one. They're still for sale on Midtown Comics for retail, and you probably sold X amount because you have 1,000 different variants of Whatnot people selling them, and that's fine, totally fine. But don't hype up a second print like it's sold out at the distributor level. Better get your second print orders in. Like, dude, you can go to Midtown and buy it right now for $250, and tomorrow it'll be in $1 bin. And I don't mean to be rude about it, but like, that to me is a little weird whenever you see that kind of sales tactic. But for me, it's the like, I don't care what you do as long as you do it with integrity. You're not setting up bots buying all the books as soon as they drop, which is a very real thing. And they do it in the sneaker world too. It's just as bad in the sneaker world. I watched a pretty interesting documentary about this guy who was showing how he sets it up, and he's like, I'll make $1 million a year or more, botting these sneakers and flipping them. I think that's kind of shitty. But as long as you're not taking advantage of people and, doing the whole toasting thing, buying them all up, if you're doing what's right by people, that's fine. And if they're dumbasses and want to bid shit up, hey, that's on you. I did it with this.
And I think that's
earlier,
where
right?
the whatnot stuff.
I mean,
yeah, that and to me, like, that's the whole deal with the whatnot stuff. I mean, where a lot of them get a bad rep because, like, the people that everybody hates on, they're starting these books out low.
yeah.
Well,
I mean, look,
the buyers are the ones that are bidding it to that price. Jim Mint's not out here putting whatever fucking book it is for $500, and it's a $200 book, but that's how he gets depicted. But at the same time, I don't know anybody that has any experience in selling anything that is just going to hold it here and keep their mouth shut the whole time.
No, but I've also seen people who will take their 9.2s and 9.0s who clearly have no understanding of comic books as a whole. And I saw that
is real. Yeah, what you're about to say.
And they'll say, "Oh, we'll do this for." Because I hold up a 9.6 when there's like 3 in the world, not literally, but you know what I mean? Okay, so they'll be like, "Oh, this is a great high grade. There's like, it's fantastic. Don't miss out on this. I'm the only guy that's got it. That kind of shit." And I saw it, and then like he's like, "Oh, it's the 1 in 50 incentive, and that means that out of like a million, there was
no
only 12
idea
made."
about comics at all either.
And it's like, I don't think he was doing it with like malice intent. I think he was just trying to sell the book. But it was like, dude, at least educate yourself a little bit on it. And like, they're paying more for, some weird incentive for, something down the line that Whatnot produced more than the first print of the book.
That was happening with Invincible. I remember Invincible. Those, oh my god.
Yeah. You guys remember what I sold my Invincible set for that I had? I sold like all five Invincible slabs for under the price of what 198 was going for. Like, I forget who I gave that deal to on Sands that night, but I mean it took like 2 seconds. Somebody snatched it up, and I was just like, some of them I purchased because I thought they were cool, and then I had 2 copies that I had received from Whatnot when they finally sent everybody their copies after all the other ones were taken. Yeah, F you, dude.
Look at
Wait a
this.
minute. Dustin, wasn't those your books?
Oh no.
So I had a 9.6 set, and I won a 9.8 set. So I sold my 9.6 set. Well, I saw that set sitting on a shelf last weekend, and it had $50 on it, and I was just like,
doll hairs.
And I was looking at them, and I was like, I don't know, man. The number 2 looks a little too like it might not hit a 9.8. I don't know if I want to spend $50 to take a chance. Well, hell, I didn't know that they were half off. I would have bought all 3 of them for $25 and taken a chance. And Nick went up and paid for them and paid $25 for them. Came back and told me that, and I was like, I'll be damned.
Well, I love when y'all battle like that.
I ran them to the car because I didn't want the guy to realize it. Because I don't think because they were technically a wall book, but at the same time,
it was a set, and all their sets were 50% off. So that was what threw me off.
Well, and then he picks up another number 1 later, and it was still like $40 by itself. I was like, "You buddy," I was like, "I know a guy that can help me get 9.8s on them too, boy." So I thought that was funny. Every chance I get
something in the chat a while back that I gotta give a good old Drink Champs clap. Who was that? I think that was Austin. Yeah, on that.
The whole
7.5. That's
serious.
Dang.
Grail, yeah.
Yeah, that is serious.
Yeah, he was here a week or 2 ago talking about how he's basically achieved all of his grails.
Yeah.
So for sure.
Yeah.
So he asked about this. So I have some Marvel cards, but I don't know. I don't think any of us are really. Maybe unless
I have some, but I don't know.
But yeah, I don't know about investing in them.
I've seen those selling now. Yeah, I've seen those on eBay starting to really pop.
Yeah,
What's
this
going
is
on with
the
these?
well. This is from the new set from the Marvel Metal. I just bought this from a guy who rips boxes, so I got a good deal on it because he's just trying to move it. But it's a 101, you know. But I'm not. I didn't buy it to invest in. I just got a good deal on a Marvel. Put it like this: the amount of money it costs to crack this box open, I don't even think I got. I think I paid one. I think I paid, yeah, like 1/8, 1/10 of what the box costs for this
Yeah.
card, and this would be like a big card in that box,
Yeah.
because it's a 101 sketch, single sketch. It's only one produced, so
And cards are so weird, man, because I mean, like, not to derail this conversation, but like I've got from like the Dragon Ball Super and the My Hero and some of those other things that I'm also interested in outside of just the comic world. I have some of the really rare cards of those sitting up here. And just like in comic books, 1 minute they're $400, $500, $600, $700 cards. The next it's a $50 card. You know, I mean, it does, like, literally the day I pulled that pack open, pulled the most rare card from that release. It's like $400 or $500 card. 2 weeks later, 120. Then it went back up. Then it dropped. I got a Dragon Ball card up here. Same thing. Like it, it's so I don't know anything about it, and I got to stay away because cards are literally my kryptonite. Because there's something, I think it's the gambling aspect of it. When you walk up and it's $3.99 for a pack of cards or whatever, and you don't know what's inside. Like every time,
399.
how much?
no, $3.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, $3.99. No, but the boxes are 65 or 70 or 80, right? So, I'm also, it's like, man, if I spend $80, I have a chance of really making some money on this. But I would, like, I'll sell a comic book. For whatever reason, I have a hard time selling those. I had a guy offer me a lot of money the night I pulled it open, but I will literally, I don't know what it is. It's an addiction. I have to stop because when I see the cards, dude, I mean, I'm like, okay, I'm going to buy a couple packs or I'm going to buy a box, and then I rip them all open. And if there's not a card in there I particularly like, I will literally just give all the cards back to one of the card guys there who actually plays the game, because I just buy it for the art. So I don't know, man.
Yeah, it's something I would tell. It's a different animal.
Yeah.
As far as in like buying and selling, or even investing in. The best quote I could say is what people tell you about when you buy comics: just buy what you like.
Yeah.
Because so you're not upset about it, but because that's a whole different animal. I like listening to watching people rip boxes and packs open, and I'm not buying any of this stuff. I just like it's cool. It brings back childhood stuff for me. Like when you was a kid, you buying stuff. But
that's why I bought these, is for that same reason. It's because it was like a nostalgic feeling. That's why it is, Russell. I think. Were you into Pokemon or anything like that?
No, but I was into all kind of sports cards, and I'm trying to think what else.
Yeah,
I might have Marvel cards, because back, but I never Pokemon. I was a teen, like a mid-teenager, so I could have got that, and I probably wouldn't be here right now because I probably would have had those $1 million Charizard cards,
Oh,
but I was that was like more my brother's age, who's 4 years younger than me. But yeah, I missed out on that little boat. But I was getting basketball cards, baseball cards. They're not, some of the stuff ain't worth, especially baseball. Like in that time frame, it's not worth nothing.
Yeah.
But now stuff is a little bit different because people are realizing, hey, yeah, it was overproduced, but now we can't find any of it. Like people don't give that stuff away unless they die. And I hate to say it like that. It's the stuff they grew up with as a kid. Stuff. So, but yeah.
Well, and the reason why I asked about kind of like the nostalgia factor, because I grew up heavy, and Dustin remembers this. He did the Pokemon thing. I was into the Yu-Gi-Oh thing, and I'll still try to buy those because they're so cheap. Like, and I say cheap relative to what I've spent in comic books. They are cheap. I don't ever want somebody to feel like, oh, that's cheap to you. But anyways, so it's funny you say this, but like, I think that's what it comes from, is the nostalgia of having the Yu-Gi-Oh cards, ripping those packs open, playing the games. And then as I started seeing, they're making cards in my other interests, I bought Bone comic or cards. I bought Kanto cards, obviously. I've got Marvel cards, I have Star Wars cards, and there's something very intriguing to me about them that I'm like an addict.
Yeah,
It's worse
Yeah.
than comic books, I think, if I'm
Yeah.
honest.
I was gonna grab it, but you could actually see it on the camera. I
The
bought
turtle?
a box
Yeah,
of the
the
turtle.
bubblegum pack.
The whole box. It's
Yeah,
not
that's awesome.
sealed, but it's a full box unopened cards.
You should
Yeah.
get
So
one of the card display boxes for it.
It's just yeah. I don't want to even get that because I don't. I got in a rabbit hole already getting that stuff, and it's like it just brought back memories. That's basically where the most I've gone. I got the turtle cards. I remember that stuff, and it's like it's just something about as a kid you remember doing that stuff.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I don't know enough about the cards to get into that game.
Yeah,
I would lose my shirt probably for
No,
about a good 6
What-
months.
you probably know enough to lose your shirt, and that's the
Yeah.
issue.
Yeah.
Like, and I'm
I got
happy
in
I'm not a
trouble recently on it.
multi-millionaire because I'd be like these people I see on those YouTube, not YouTube, but the IG things. Those who spend $20,000, $30,000, $40,000 once a week ripping up boxes like it ain't nothing.
Yeah, like Jeff.
No, Jeff is
making
Jeff
a
is
killer.
a small fry compared
Yeah.
to those guys.
Oh,
looking
yeah, I
at stuff.
know.
And I'm like,
Jeff who?
Silversmith.
Silversmith.
Oh, okay.
I got in trouble recently when I found the wrestling cards. They've got some new ones out, and inside of those you can get like signed cards. Like they'll have like a Triple H card from 1999, an image of him from 1999 to be signed, or Stone Cold or Mankind, and I saw those, and then I started jumping down that rabbit hole looking at that stuff, and then I'm like, well, I wonder how much like a DDP rookie card from the WCW would be, and Jim Mint 10. I start like my watch list is like full of wrestling cards now, and then Jeff Silversmith showing a Kobe Bryant card with a game worn jersey piece on it. And I was like, what the hell is that? Like they cut up jerseys now and put them in the what?
I seen that.
And I start seeing that kind of stuff, and I'm like, holy shit, dude! Like they are doing some crazy stuff with cards now.
And they do the same thing with wrestling. Like wrestling, you can open up a wrestling card that has use either clothing or materials.
Yeah,
and it's like.
Oh yeah, I saw like a piece of a steel chair or something was in one. I'm like, bro, that is cool.
A piece of a table,
Mm-hmm.
all kind of stuff that is in these wrestling cards, and I
want to see somebody's tooth in there one day.
I look, but it's so funny. I wanted to buy some of those boxes, and I'm happy I didn't because they're not cheap. They're like I think the cheapest box I've seen for wrestling that came out this year was $200,
$200, $300.
Yeah, and it can go all the way up to $1,000 for a box, and you're like, I don't know how I couldn't like. I like wrestling, and I like the cards that came out because the cards like was like all it had the new wrestlers, but it had all the old wrestlers too.
Yeah.
So that's the real reason I wanted to buy it. And I was like, I don't want to spend $1,000 because of nostalgia.
Yeah, on some shit that I am keeping. Like,
there
ain't no money being made on this.
It's no money being. You actually, even if you try to sell it, you're probably going to lose money.
Yeah,
$1,000 is a lot of money to spend on a box of cards, but it's just like that's why I say cards is a different animal for investing and reselling and buying because it's basically a gamble. You have to open up those boxes. You have to spend money to make money definitely on cards because you got to spend a lot of money and rip open. You can't rip open one box. You got to rip open multiple boxes to get what you want, and hopefully you hit that card that can pay for at least some of the boxes, and then the rest will be profit.
So it's all mystery boxes then, pretty much. Like
yeah. That is a good way to put it because I will get frigged up on a mystery box too. I had to stop with that.
The only thing is it's guaranteed mystery box because they'll tell you what's in the. They'll say, all right, one autograph in each box or 2 autographs in each box. So you're getting at least, you're getting that. You don't know who you're getting. You're getting that. So
I love a mystery box, and I had to stop. I think the last one I bought was from you, and that was what, a year ago.
Yeah, that was a while. That's when the market was.
I had to quit, man. Yeah, dude, because the big book there, which Dustin was able to get to a 9.8.
Yeah, I saw that. I was happy about it too because
now it's like $50, dude.
Yeah,
which one is that?
The Ironheart book. At the time, the Ironheart book, I think, in a 9.6 it was $150.
Mm-hmm.
And a 9.6, and I think a 9.8 was like $300.
Yeah, it was over $300.
And so that he said, "Nah, I know, I've seen it now." It's like now you can get a freaking 9.8 for like $55, $60.
Yeah, because the day we were recording the video, or it was like the day before I looked, and there was one that was sold for like 125, 150, something like that. And then I just gave the book to Dustin for doing the pressing and stuff like that. And there was some other stuff we worked out. But anyways, and I felt bad because I was like, oh, here, I'm thinking this is a couple $100 book. And then we look and it was like $55. I'm like, oh.
Yeah, and that's a tail of the market.
That was right before she had her movie appearance.
Yeah. And I hate to say it's a tail of the market. Kind of has happened for those low tier books. Not really. The high tier books are still expensive, but you're getting a deal on it. But those low tier books that might have been $150, $300.
Yeah,
they're like cutting half.
Yeah. Well, and it didn't help that her friggin' costume looked like she was a Metroid character or something. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, that's. I'm happy they didn't let her keep it. I'm not happy they didn't let her keep it. So I'm just trying to poke the bear there on that one.
So I had one more thing I wanted to bring up, and when Russell,
we'll talk about this too.
Yeah. I thought about it earlier and then it dropped out of my head, but this was a big talking point I want to talk about because I put this out on Instagram this week, and when Russell was talking about somebody dying, it immediately popped it in my head. But I call it the death tax, and I know that sounds morbid, but I call it the death tax. And I was curious of what everyone thought about. And Jason David Frank's a good example because it's going on right now. Someone dies that is that big of an influence or a character or someone that means that much to so many people, and then you immediately see, I mean, like the Green Ranger action figure. That was a $25 figure when it came out, and you could still buy it for $25. The day everybody found out he died, all the eBay listings are 150, 250, $200. And I'm not talking about bidding. I'm talking about buy it nows. And there's two things on it that I'll say, because one, you have the people that are selling it, that are hiking the prices up just because someone died, but you still have people that are going and buying it. So first, let's talk about the buyers. I mean, how do you guys feel about that kind of stuff? If someone dies and you just like, it's like, okay, well, they're gone now, so I'm hiking the price up on this and putting it on eBay. I mean, if it was ever going to be my time to shine and make some money, bro, I got every Green Ranger, White Ranger, Lord Draken, anything Power Rangers comic book wise that you could want. I got boxes of them. I'm seeing copies of books that I have selling for $700, $800 to $1,000 in 9/8, and I got them. And I'm just sitting here like, but to me, it feels icky, I can't do it. Now, I wouldn't want to get rid of these books anyway, because I love these books, but I'm just like, even though I could make a killing right now, like it just doesn't sit well with me.
Yeah, I think it's tacky. It's you're taking advantage of somebody's
tragedy,
because a lot of people are really mourning. Like, I didn't know, I didn't grow up on Power Rangers, but just seeing the love of the community pouring out to him, the people that that really cared about him, and the fact that they grew up on him, that doesn't sit well, that you would tax people at that time. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
That seems really sleazy, like how they used to say, used car salesman or something like that. Yeah, you got, again, it goes back to integrity. Oh Lord, you got a bot in here. It goes back to integrity again. But what I do love about this community, they will call your ass out.
Yep.
They
don't get found out,
man.
Well, look, but it's so and I'll speak on both of those things. But I've seen it happen big time when Stan Lee died. Mm-hmm. And then I didn't see it as much for George Perez.
It happened a little bit with Neil Adams.
Yeah, it happened a very little bit with Neil. It was it was actually, and it was less than for George Perez, I guess, because he was so sick.
Everybody
people saw him fading away. Stan Lee we knew he was old, but it wasn't like he got sick, and then
Yeah.
he just so that's how that one happened, and people were waiting for stuff to get signed too, so that kind of blew up, and that the Jason David Frank I said wait, his Dave,
That's it. Yeah.
all right. I always think I'm saying his name wrong because it's 3 words.
Yeah.
But how that happened, it's kind of when you find out the whole this situation, that's what makes it even worse when you're selling it. And if you want to, in my opinion, if you want to sell something that if you want to put it up for auction,
Yeah.
then let it go for whatever it's going to go for.
Yeah.
Don't put a set crazy buy it now price, because just put something up, because I know people who sell stuff because they collected it and it hurt them like that. People did it for Stan Lee. It's like, man, it kind of messed me up, so I don't even want the autograph anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
let
they
the
sold it.
buyers make the choice.
Let the buyers make the choice.
Yeah.
But in like you said, people will call you out, but sometimes people look stupid calling you out for stuff, because they'll call you out for selling a book, and because I happened to me, and I'm like, dude, I've been selling this book before he passed, like,
Yeah.
and I'm selling the book for half of what the cover price says.
Right.
So it's like so you're calling me out, and now you look stupid because I've been selling it, and I'm not selling it inflated price. So
The best way to do it is auction,
Yeah.
because you let the buyers set what they
Mhm.
want to get it
Yeah.
for.
How important is it for me to
Yeah.
get this book?
And
Yeah,
that's
just
what I
start
ended up
at
doing,
a
because
good.
I had a Megazord pack. Anybody bought that Megazord pack? It's $40 to buy that pack.
I didn't even find out about it until this week, and
Yeah.
I had to go and find one, because I talked about at the beginning of the show. I had to have this cover, because
That was it.
and
That
the
was it.
word
That
I
was
was
it.
trying
That
to
was in the
think of
Megazord
was
pack.
memorial, because so in this issue the Green Ranger is killed, and this cover kind of is like a memorial cover, which is the
Yeah.
word I was trying to think of earlier, to Tommy. And just
Damn.
I mean, you just look at that, and the fallen helmet and the flower petals, like this was done in September, but obviously now it draws a completely different emotion. So yeah, if I'd have known you had one, bro, I would have hit you up. But I mean,
Yeah.
I didn't buy it until I bought it 3 days ago. So I mean,
Yeah. I actually have another pack that I'm probably just gonna hold on to, but I end up just putting it up for auction. I was like, all right, nobody wanted to buy it at $20, with free shipping. Let's throw it for auction. I ended up selling for like 20. Well, I ended up getting $25 for it. So I ended up getting more than what I was trying to sell it for. But it is what it is. Like you said, I'd rather. It's better just to put it up at auction, let people pay what they're gonna pay for it. Do it that way. But like you said, people will call you out, but sometimes they're not too smart about calling you out.
yeah. I
but
saw in a couple of Power Rangers groups, a couple of guys put some books up that were just like they're $15-$20 books, and dude's throwing them up for like $150-$200 a piece, and people are like, dude, what are you doing? He's like, they're like, why are you trying to take advantage of this tragic like, why are you even in this Power Rangers comic collectors group? If you were a fan of this, like, you wouldn't look at this as an opportunity to prey on someone. And his response was, I'm just trying to provide an opportunity for someone to get a piece of Jason David Frank's memory to have in their collection. And that's why I liked what we were talking about the auction. It's like, if you really just here, you just want to provide the opportunity for someone to have that and have a piece of that, something to in memory of, then yes, put it on auction. Let someone decide how important it is for them to have it.
Or if you buy it now at the price it was prior to his
Right.
passing away.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. And I mean, and it's crazy. Even stuff that I've seen on auction, man, I mean, like I said, I call it the death tax, which I know sounds horrible, but I mean, it is his stuff. And Jason David Frank probably signed more stuff than Stan Lee, and Stan Lee will sign your mama's underwear. He didn't care.
Yeah, he signed DC books.
Yeah. Yeah. Spawn. I've seen Spawn books, but I mean, Jason David Frank, he would sign in a weekend, and Nick knows, I mean, we've seen it live. I mean, thousands of people line up with multiple things, and he would not leave
to the last person that was in his line that came to see him. He has held Comic-Cons hostage 2-3 hours after it closed to make sure that everybody got their picture, everybody got their signature, everybody got to meet him that came
So
to
he
see
was a
him.
real good dude then. Like
Oh, yeah.
he
Oh,
liked
yeah.
the fans. Okay, so I didn't know much about him. So now I
Yeah.
understand.
And he
How-
was very what I know is he was very I'm trying to think of the word, I guess easy to reach or whatever, however you want to say it, because
Approachable, yeah.
he would go to LCSs too.
Yeah.
LCSs can reach his
He did a
his
whole
agent or
thing
whatever, and he'll
during
go to
COVID.
he'll go to LCSs, and you're like, that can't be cheap or what,
No.
however you want to say it, but he'll go to LCS and stay until everybody's done.
Yeah, when COVID
That's
happened,
cool. I
he
like
did
that.
he started this initiative when COVID happened where he went around, and I forget how many shops he went to, but he would go to shops and he would sign as many things as that shop had for him. It didn't matter what it was. If you wanted his signature on it, he would sign it for free. And that way that shop would have merchandise with his name on it to they could sell to help them make money while COVID was going on, and they were having, problems selling stuff. And hell, at Huntsville Comic-Con, he shows up and he gets there. What time, Nick? It was like 1:00 in the morning. He got there.
Something super late.
He was supposed to be there Saturday to sign. He gets there at like 1:00 in the morning on Friday night, and instead of and the dude was busy all the time. He nonstop. Instead of going up to his hotel room, getting him a steak, and going to bed, no, take me to the convention. He goes in there. He has them shut the lights on, and he's going around to booths, and he's signing stuff at booths. Didn't tell nobody till the next day, but he's going to vendors' booths, finding Power Rangers stuff in their booths and signing it for them. Signing comic books, signing toys, anything Power Rangers. And it does he does it for two reasons. He would do it. One, it helps the vendor out, and it's doing something nice for these vendors. Two, bro, like I just went and bought this $20 action figure, and it's got Jason David Frank's signature on it. Like it was priced at $20. Like, I got a deal on it, and but he would do that shit all the time.
I'm sure the vendors definitely went like, oh, okay, we're gonna bump that up.
Yeah, but they didn't always know it was happening though. Like that was the first time I'd ever seen him actually say it in an Instagram live. But by the time he went live on Instagram, dude, remember, because I went looking, a lot of it had already been picked up before anybody knew. But I mean, that was just the kind of guy he was. But I mean, what I was getting to is like, he signed a lot of things, and and still anything with his signature on is going for crazy. The first appearance of Lord Draken in comics, which was the big storyline for Power Rangers comics. I've been wanting a 9.8 in that since I got into comic books, and it just was a book that didn't come up. Well, I ended up about a month ago. I got a 9.8 signature series with his signature on it, and I got it for like $250. That book sold last week or the week before for almost $800 on eBay.
Damn.
And I don't know if it was auction or what, but
Oh yeah, I was about to ask. Was that
when Neil Adams died, it wasn't long before Neil Adams died. I bought the Batman 227 7.0 signature series at Lexington, and I bought it for like $700, and it was and an unsigned copy was selling for like $900. So I was like, oh, cool, I got a deal. Well, after he died, I could have sold it for $1,000, and I saw that, and I was just like, damn conscience.
Hey, but again, it's hard to get that trust, and I can keep saying the word integrity back once you lose it. So it's it's best not even to cross that line.
Yeah.
I mean,
It's not worth the extra couple dollars you're gonna make.
yeah.
Yeah. And Austin, sorry, JDF, man. So I've never been a big fan of like Power Rangers, anything kind of like you. But whenever we do the con here in Huntsville, we do all the media and stuff. And it was 2 years ago.
Year before last. Yeah.
Yep.
2 years ago.
So I was doing all the filming and stuff. I had my gimbal back here, and like he looked very upset for a moment. He stopped us. He's like, look, Oh, you got it. Okay. Yeah. But I was reading the private chat. Sorry. I was just
Damn,
now
who that?
catching up. I'm like, okay, cool. But anyways, man, so like he looked pretty frustrated with this for a second. He called me over there, and Dustin like started backing up, because I have my gimbal and then I have our big crane we take to these rigs or to these shows, and I'm like talking to him, and he like gets me. He's like, "Come here." He's like, "Look," he goes, "I'm trying to like really keep my image, clean during COVID." He goes, "I'm going to all these comic shops." He's like, "Do whatever you want to do, get as close as you can, be here. I want you to film for the show, but don't record my crowd." He goes, because because he was talking about the COVID. This was like middle of COVID. He goes, people are freaking out about that. And he goes, look, I'm trying to do good by my fans and take care of those guys. I just don't want people being upset by the COVID thing. Because I was like recording the line with the crane, and he's like, just please avoid any of that. And he was so cool.
Because that was always the big thing with
Yeah.
Jason David Frank when he would do his signings.
Was the fans
And the lines. And he would literally, instead of coming out behind the curtain, no. He would come up from behind the fans live on Instagram and video the lines and all the fans. And I know this because I actually screenshotted myself on his story when I took my kid to go meet him. But I mean, like he would do that kind of stuff, and you would see how long these lines are. So I was like, Nick, we got to get the line shot. That's what people want to see with Jason David Frank. And he was like, not today, guys, please.
Yeah, I'm trying to find the video, but he was like,
he was so good to us, man. He was stacking stuff up with the slow-mo shots and giving us like he knew how to work the camera for us and give us the best shots. And I mean, he's definitely cool, man.
Yeah, and that was to me kind of what gave me respect for the guy. Because again, I don't, I really never cared for anything he was ever in. It was never my thing.
Yeah, he was just.
Whenever he took
it was
the
a little
time,
before Nick's time.
Here we go. Here it is. I'm gonna share my screen, and but like just the way he treated his fans and the way he dealt with us, and then we saw him at Lexington, and Dustin had some interaction there, and
got to ride in the elevator with him. It was the coolest shit of my life.
Yeah, but like it was just he was so sincere about his friends.
Is he a big guy?
No, he used to be. He used to be yoked, bro. He fought in mixed martial arts. Go look up some of his mixed martial arts stuff. Like Nick did not slow the video down for that.
Yeah, he's doing all these really cool things, helping me. Like that's him going slow mo, and he's telling me, he's like, "Look, come over here, act like this," and like just absolutely.
He's like directing the video for us.
Yeah,
I mean,
that's
cool. Like dude was cool as a cucumber, man. I mean,
yeah, just and so whenever I heard the news, like again, I don't really know the guy, but like just knowing the interaction and that personal aspect at that point, I was like, man, that really kind of hurt my feelings.
Connected,
yeah, because at all the
cons so many times too.
Yeah.
I mean,
so it was very weird, man. But
first time I met him, instead of talking to him about Power Rangers and stuff, I knew his dad had just passed recently, and he was building one of his dad's old motorcycles, and I was building a bike at the same time, and I was like, man, I'm gonna talk to him about something that every person walking up's not. And
I should go back and see if I could pull all the footage, just the raw footage of him just chatting and talking to us. That was also the same con that Chris Claremont was there and was talking a whole bunch of shit about the X-Men movies.
Oh,
I mean, a bunch of them.
He stopped everything and looked at Nick. He was like, "That camera's not on, is it?"
And I'm like,
like, not anymore.
I mean, he was dogging those movies.
Like every one of them, he didn't like.
No,
it was first class in that.
Oh, he was pissed.
He was in one of them. It was the which one was he in? Not the most recent one. The one where they Days of Future Past. That's the one he was in, because he was actually one of the military guys in one of the conferences, or
he was just
whatever
talking about how they wouldn't listen to him and they wouldn't do things the way he was telling them that it needed to be done. Why am I even here for creative contributions if you're not going to take any of my contributions?
It was the funniest thing, dude.
We stood there in line. We were supposed to get an interview with him. We stood there in line for 4.5 hours, and I think he had signed for like 5 people. And
dude didn't stop talking.
We had to leave. We were like, dude, sorry. Like, you're great, but you're not that great, because 4.5 hours of standing here and you got 3,700 people behind us. I can't stay here till Tuesday.
Yeah, but I don't know, man.
I mean,
JDF was
no respect for his fans.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
JDF was like out of all the people we've met, it was certainly the most kind. I would say outside of maybe Chris Sabat and Sean Schimmel, which is Goku and Vegeta's voice actors. They're the only people I've ever seen have longer lines, bigger lines, and be just as cool and interactive. But like JDF loved his fans, and that's what I think. Even as somebody who doesn't care for anything he's ever done, like it hurt my feelings because so many people loved him back for that reason.
Mhm.
I don't know.
I had,
It was weird.
I had an experience like that with the Russo brothers. Like when they were promoting, I think they were about to do Civil War's about to come out. So they were like promoting that. Like they literally were like talk to everybody in the line.
Yeah.
Like they told the people, don't cut the line off. We'll sign because they was doing free. They were doing free signatures and giving free posters. I had the poster and I got the signatures, and that actually made me get more of the actor's signature in the movie because I was like, shit, I got a free poster that probably cost like $40.
Yeah.
And with them being so nice, made me want to spend money to get other signatures. So it's just like that experience, and you can roll it back to being a seller. So it's all about experience and integrity. And once you have those things, if you lose them, it's damn near impossible to get them back. So and that's why. And I don't want to speak ill will of Neil Adams, but this is a lot of people tell you they had mixed feelings with Neil Adams when people met him. Some people who met him had a terrible experience and would never meet him again. And some people had great experience.
Yep.
So it's like and you don't, and this will be touched back on buying and selling comics. Don't judge somebody else's experience as your own experience.
Yep.
Especially for buying and selling, because you don't know. That could have been miscommunication. That could have been the USPS, UPS, or FedEx. So you don't know. Get more information, especially when dealing with that stuff, because you got to have your own experience when you're buying from people. And
although I have to say this, but when you have somebody that is respected and honest person, I'm speaking about Dustin here, because he told me about somebody.
I told you about a couple of somebodies.
Yeah, and it came true, and I was like, man. And I said the same thing. I said, well, he's cool with me, so I'm okay. And he was like, okay, I just want to let you know this is da da da.
We talking about some people getting kicked out of some conventions.
Not even that. Yeah, that was one, but one even before that. Fuck Blitz.
Yeah.
He had said he said, hey, man, just want to talk to you about this guy. I said, well, he's been pretty honest with me and so on and so forth. But nah.
Yeah. I'll say in certain instances, like take other people, but yeah, I should have said it like that, but like because there's people,
or at least ask around, ask around and see what the general consensus is.
Yeah. Or unless like you said, you really know the person that you're talking to, and you trust that person more than the person that you're buying from.
Yeah.
Then go with that first. But because I got some IG sellers that that sell on a certain platform that I'm not buying from him because I've had multiple, not one, but multiple bad experiences with buying, and they've given my money back. They've given my money back and stuff like that. So that of the experiences wasn't bad. It was just that I had to go through it.
The inconvenience.
Yeah, the inconvenience of doing it multiple times, and that's why I chose not to buy from those people anymore. Not because I bought from them and they didn't get my money back. That's guaranteed but it's just the inconvenience of, man, I know it happened once, but dang, it happened the second time. Man, then you like happened a third time, and then you're like, I'm done. I'm done after that, but I try to give people a benefit of doubt, but it's very inconvenient if you got to keep dealing with issues like color touch or page missing or something like that.
And if something like that ever happens and you are a seller, you gotta. What I try to do is give them a better deal than they would have gotten. Like it was a $45 book that sold when Dusty and I was doing Elite Comics 11, but I never took it off. I forgot because I put it in last minute. Some of these stores, and I never took it off of I think it was Macari, and it sold. It was a $45 book. I ended up giving him like $150 worth of books, another Galactus book, and because I felt bad. So
Yeah, you take care of your buyers, and they'll come back and spend even more.
Yeah. Put yourself
Yeah.
in their shoes
Yeah.
and how you'd want it handled.
Yeah, and if because mistakes happen, especially if you're selling multiple times, just own up to the mistake, take care of it, and everything will be fine. Honestly, if you just take care of it,
it's about integrity.
And this is what I would rather, if you're a seller and it happens, shoot them, give them, don't just say, what would you like to do? I don't like that. I don't like when people.
That's like you're putting it off. Like, well, I understand.
And you're
like
putting it on them
but...
too. Like you need to. Like me, I had to go out and say, I need to do this for you, and this is what's going to happen.
Yeah.
Don't put the onus back on them because they didn't make the mistake.
Because I'm at the point, if I make a mistake, like I mentioned, I'll let, because actually a couple of sellers have done. That's why I'll buy from this guy every time. First off, he undergrades his books, but when he made a mistake, he literally gave me the money back that I paid for it, gave me the grading fees back because I got it graded, and told me to keep the book.
Wow.
Wow.
Yeah.
And it wasn't like a $50 book. It was like a couple $100.
Yeah.
So he ended up giving me like $250 and told me to keep the book. And that's like, when he did that, I was like, I'll probably end up doing, if I ever make a mistake like that, I'll do the same thing.
Yeah.
Because
you know how you felt when he did that.
Oh, like, yeah. Well, how you felt. I'm like, I'm always going to buy from him.
Yeah.
I'm always going to buy from him because it's an honest mistake that I didn't see, but he definitely didn't see because it was color touch, So it's but yeah, like that just makes you want to buy from that person again because they hold themselves to a higher standard than you even did.
Yep.
So
for sure. Well, I think this was an awesome conversation. I hope everybody in the chat enjoyed it.
You speak of.
What he sells you.
What happened?
Somebody asks who are the sellers you speak of. Well, he said one of the names. That guy has disappeared. We don't even know if he's alive or dead.
Yeah.
But the people I'm speaking of, I'm not going to say it on camera. But
yeah.
Look, who that? We have no qualms about calling people out on their shit here on this channel.
Oh, y'all don't, but
and for the longest time, man, we were not that people. But I think our just give a shit went away at some point, and we're like, you know what? If you're gonna do some sleazy stuff,
yes, like
that's on you.
The chat doesn't.
Well, and I can't call the people out because they actually corrected themselves. They gave me more money back.
No, they made it right. Yeah. It's just. He just
was just saying
not gonna
he's talking about he's talking about I thought he was talking about like the other sellers.
We're talking about Bolo.
Yeah.
If we want to name names.
Yeah.
I'll name a name.
We were talking Nick's talking about how the whole whatnot thing happened for
Oh, and Halabeast on his Roach book. Who else should we name?
I don't know.
I'm just kidding. He said Blitz.
Jay Blitz.
Yeah, Jay Blitz. Yeah. And the thing that was a cautionary tale because and this is why I think you do need to call people out after you've given them time to respond, because when it came out, it was dozens of people that said, oh, he did the same thing to me. He still has my books. And nobody knew about it because everybody was like, well, I'm going to give him the benefit of the doubt. Yep. He's been doing this. I see him all the time.
That's what happened with us with the whatnot thing. Once we did that video talking about what happened with Jack, dude, you wouldn't believe the amount of messages we got from people that won't come out and say anything because they're afraid that if they do, they're going to suffer on whatnot, which is where they make their money. So they won't come out and say anything, but there are at least a dozen, if not more, that messaged us and told us the same thing happened and nobody will ever know about it.
And we're talking people with 20,000 subscribers, 30,000 subscribers, people outside of the comic industry have reached out to us One of them's Mr. Right Way. He's in that. He's actually, if you guys don't know, he's a WWE photographer. Did it full time. Just went full time YouTube. Was actually YouTube. I forget what it was called, but basically one of the YouTube Black Creators of the Year. But he's in like retro video games and stuff. And he reached out to us, and we were messaging back and forth for a while about it. He did a video about his situation, kind of what they did to him, whatnot. So it's not like a, Dustin and Nick, just some sour grapes,
Yeah, it wasn't that at all. We weren't going to say anything until we started hearing that our name was being dragged through the mud behind our backs, and that people were just hearing his side of the story and nobody knew our side. So we just put all the facts, screenshots, conversations, everything out there, just to make sure that people whose opinion we actually cared about didn't change based on what he was saying, because that's what it was. There was a lot of people like, we give a shit what you think about us, but they're people we care about. We consider friends that we've been friends with for a while on here, and when those people start having their opinion change of us based on what he was saying, that was where the problem lied, because we had let it go. We care less. But
and we're thankful for the people that reached out to us and was like, hey, this is what we heard, and then started seeing them.
These guys gotta go, man. We ain't got time to watch more videos.
So, I was just showing them, this is the guy I was talking about.
I don't have anything to do, but somebody else has something to do.
My wife. Hey, look, she came down. She said,
"You didn't tell her you was hanging out with me."
Well, this is last minute, and because we were watching Kimchi Chronicles, actually. Kimchi Chronicles.
You tell her you owe me one, because I came over and helped you out last minute on that elite sale.
I mean, how many times have you done that, right? Like, she did, like, when you walk in, she knows what's going on. Oh, hey, Dustin. And he's downstairs. Man.
Yeah, you guys go check out this video for sure, Mr. Right Way. Yeah,
Mr. Right Way.
I was gonna stay and listen to it.
Oh, okay.
Well, I wasn't gonna watch. I wasn't gonna play it, just because. But I was trying to see what that award was he ran. Oh, here it is. Yeah. Here we go. That was the award that he got. But anyway, so he reached out to us, and we had a full blown conversation about it. Whenever I put out the post earlier this week about the Whatnot influencer thing, he commented on it. He's like, I think it's time for a follow-up video. But this guy's super cool, man. He's like a WWE photographer. This is back when he started with Vince.
I was gonna say he's been out there for a while.
This was him when
telling what iconic images this man has captured with a freaking camera that you see and that are just iconic from over the years.
Yeah.
And a quick thing about the Whatnot thing is, it was so crazy is that they had an opportunity to get some big books on that platform a long time ago. They could have blew up. They've blown up for different reasons, but I mean, you're not selling $250,000 books constantly, on their platform, and that's what I'm trying to say is Elite does, and they could have had a stranglehold on that type of stuff. Because I remember Chad RCG sold a mystery box for like $8,000.
Yeah, and nothing was ever said about it.
Nothing was ever said. He sold the biggest through comics on Whatnot, and nobody said anything about it. And
he wasn't one of the ones that was being pushed.
Well, yeah, he wasn't. He didn't have no push. He didn't have no promotion, and he did it like that. And I was like, that's some big books. They missed out on. I know you're making a ton of little money, but guess what? If you sell one of these big books, you don't have to worry about nickel and diamond people for other stuff. That's why I love going through the consignment through Elite, because dude sold a TMNT one for over $200,000. He sold another. He sold a freaking Captain America 3.75 for $250,000.
The other thing about Elite Comics 11s are the sellers. They are very strict on their sellers. The buyers. They don't mess around with that. Like, if you don't pay, then you're kicked off, and then all the affiliates, you can't come back on. So they have great buyers there.
Mhm.
And people that's gonna pay, you know, the right amount. Like where if you bought it, um, if you bought the book with some equity in it, you're gonna still make money.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
and and Elite's got that beautiful Elite guarantee. Ali ain't gonna let nobody get hosed.
Nope.
It don't matter
Either
buyer or
side.
seller. Ali's gonna
Yep.
take care
Either
of
side.
everybody. So,
That's for
and,
sure.
and we're gonna. I've already talked to Ali. We're gonna have Ali on here at some point.
Oh, that'd be cool.
And I was trying to get him on even before he started making rounds on other channels. So I didn't. Now I'm like, well, damn. Now we're gonna look like we just copying everybody. But I was trying to get this to happen like way before that he hit the other channels. But it's all good. But Ali's a good dude.
I was trying to get him too, but he was already doing. I can't think of their channel, but he does like the report.
Oh yeah.
I can't think of it. I follow the guys too, great guys. But that's why I never had him on my channel as a little interview because he was always on there like once a week.
And then he's running Elite every night.
Comics and Crypto podcast.
No, this is somebody. This is a guy who was in the military, and then it's a black and a white guy. Does
Oh, it's Bronze and Modern Age.
Bronze and Modern Gods.
Yeah.
Bronze and Modern Gods. They had him on his channel way before crypto, whatever. Bronze and Modern been doing the elite sales for the week for the longest on their channel, and then he jumped on with the crypto, whatever. I don't even follow them, and then I saw he was on Pressable Defects and stuff like that. But I never asked him because of the Bronze and Modern, and it's like he's already talking about his stuff and the sales, so it didn't make sense. But now he's like going all around talking about everything. But he's always been so busy, so it's like is what it is. Look at this guy here, man.
He got that new cell phone holder. He loves that thing.
I love this thing, man. It was what, $5 at Five and Below. I think it's the coolest thing, man.
He said he bought from Yahweh. Great experience all around. So you were one of the people that bought the 80K lots.
What's up, Blake?
Well, I hope
appreciate
everybody
that,
enjoyed the conversation. I know the title was a little clickbaity, but if it got you here, it got you here. The main point was just like I said, I wanted to bring on a couple of guys that I know are absolutely trustworthy people that sell books and do the flipping. And just let you guys know
scalping.
that not everybody.
I literally was packing up books when I was watching the show. Like it was kind of funny, comical, and thinking about it. It's like I'm literally flipping books. So we talking about flipping books. But I mean that's the game.
Yep.
The biggest thing I always tell people, and I've heard, I don't know where I got it from, but I know the person who I got it from. I don't even think it's on YouTube no more. And I said it way before other people would say it. It's like, have the collection pay for. Have your comics from your collection. Yeah, hobby pay for itself. Yeah. Because I said that a long time ago, and I think my boy Jim started using it. But I said that like 7 years ago because I heard it from somebody else. Like, let the hobby pay for itself.
Absolutely.
So it's like don't. And I appreciate y'all having us on there, but I want to tell people don't bash any people for like selling stuff. You have to buy books from somewhere. I mean, just get a good deal and work with people, man. A lot of people are just really, especially in this YouTube or IG community, a lot of us are selling to buy other stuff.
Yep.
I would rather keep all my stuff, but guess what? If I keep all my stuff, I can't really buy nothing new because I'm not going to use my home money to buy comics.
Yeah.
So that's how I fund buying other stuff. Like I can't buy a book from Jeff Silversmith unless I sell a book. Yep. Or if I buy a book, I'm gotta sell it. Sell a book soon. So that's the goal that I do, and a lot of people I know who sell stuff. So, but I'm not going to talk much longer to keep this guy because he can say his goodbyes. So.
Yeah. We'll let Sean go first. Just let everybody know where they can find you, where they can come buy some books from you, man, and know they're gonna get treated right and get a good deal on some stuff.
Well, we know he'll just invite you down to his basement.
He puts the comic in the basket.
That needs to be your new tagline.
Did you put a new crease in it? Crease per count.
You can find me on IG at Yahweh 2045, and then we, Dustin and I, we make our rounds on Elite Comics 11.
Yep.
Also on Tuesday and Sunday, Sands Comic Shop, Sands Group,
Sam's
Comic
group.
Shop
Yep.
with the Cookie Monster, and every now and then, whenever CVC, Grod and them have it, I jump on there on Saturdays.
Right on.
Yes, sir.
Yep,
Hey, I
there's his,
appreciate.
there's
Oh
his
yeah,
IG. You guys can go.
and I think his wife didn't she have a birthday? So happy
Yeah,
birthday!
turned
Happy
50,
Oh, yeah.
Okay, look. So I'll be honest. Whenever I first saw that picture pop up on the feed, my heart dropped. 'Cause it's black and
because
white?
black and white. Yes.
I'm like, oh
Someone else
god,
said that.
yeah. My heart dropped, and then I clicked on it and I read it, and I was like, oh, okay, everything's cool.
Someone
But
else
my
has
heart
said
dropped
that.
for
I
a
didn't even
second
think
for you.
about it. I didn't even think about it.
But yeah, you guys go follow Sean on there and make sure you checking him out where he's selling. He'll drop it on his Instagram, let you guys know where you can find him. And like I said, definitely a one of a kind person there for sure. He's a good dude if I ever seen
Oh,
one.
and he said he's coming to New Orleans Fan Expo.
Oh yeah. Hey, look,
January.
I just put it on the calendar at my work. I've already taken Friday off, so I'm gonna leave.
Well, have you gotten hotels yet?
No, I was waiting on you.
Oh no, I was waiting on you to hear if you was going. So I'll tell my wife to look up stuff, but she said look up rates as well. But she can tell you what the rate is at the Hilton. So maybe a Dustin will make that trip with you. I don't know, man.
Hey,
I might have to hop
road
off in
trip.
the minivan.
Hey, right. I got room in the minivan.
Hey, we was rolling in that minivan in New Orleans, bro. We were going
Uh-huh.
all kind of spots.
Sean, the only grown man I know with all grown kids still rocking the minivan, but he does.
Dude, for
I
real?
love my minivan, man. I
Look.
love my minivan.
Earlier this year, when I was selling my diesel, I went and looked at a minivan. I'm not spending that kind of money on a minivan. I had to go buy a Ford Explorer because I mean minivans don't mock a minivan, Dustin. They're $55, $60, $65, $70,000 now, dude. They are.
Mine ain't that much.
I was trying to get one. I'm like, no.
It was comfortable, boy. We were riding that, but yeah, if he does, everything pans on. Because you never know what can happen in life. But definitely, if you come down, Dustin, we're gonna have a good time. Because I took him to a lot of good, especially if you like to eat
food.
We're gonna eat some good food.
Oh my God.
Yeah, for sure. There's possibility I might end up with a new job here soon. So I'll have to see. Y'all have to let me know what the dates are, and I'm gonna see what I can do though.
January
for sure.
6th through the 8th.
Oh, January, so it's close.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, no, 6th through the 6th through the 8th.
6th is Friday, so I took that off so I can be down there on the 6th.
Okay,
Yeah.
well, I'm gonna see what I can do then, because I definitely would like to go.
Sean, one question. So are you a Naruto fan or you just have the mouse pad?
So I am a Naruto. I became a Naruto fan because my son likes to watch anime, and I
Cool.
watch a lot of stuff with him. Like we're watching, is it Chainsaw Man?
Yeah,
now?
that's pretty interesting. I've read all the manga.
So when I saw this at it was somewhere, it was like $3, and things
Yeah.
about this, this long.
Yeah, it looked big.
And I said, Hilton, I gotta get this. Yeah.
See, Dustin, anime's cool. F you, Dustin. Look, TMNT cartoons is nothing but anime. Okay, get out of here.
True.
But it's way better. It's the
don't know,
good
man.
kind.
I don't know. They don't have ninjutsu and stuff like that happening like
That's
they do
why
in
it's
Naruto.
better. That's why it's better.
Look,
Look, the cartoons, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles cartoons were so damn good that they had to change the whole damn comic book scene in Turtles because of it. So
No more turtle weenies.
Hey, thanks for having me on, guys.
Thanks,
man.
Sean.
That's what we'll talk.
yep. Tell the old
Good
lady in
seeing
the
you,
in the
man.
family I said, hey man.
And who that? I still got your chillers over here. Tell me what you want me to do with it.
You ain't never message. You say I'm gonna message you. I'm gonna call you. Cause
Leave your daughter's damn juice alone.
I got your book too. So yeah,
I know.
Yeah, we'll
Y'all,
talk.
hey, chat, everybody in the chat someday. Blake, everybody.
Hey,
Appreciate
put it like
y'all.
this. Just hold it until January. We'll handle it.
Oh
then.
yeah, so I just bring it up there because that's right around the corner.
It's literally a month from now.
Right.
So be safe, man. Tell your wife happy birthday again. So
Thank you, man. I'll see
Later,
y'all
bro.
later.
See ya.
Take it easy.
He don't know how to leave.
you
You
know not like,
just exit out of the browser. There you go.
I was
Yeah,
like,
Melon's different than StreamYard. You got to just exit out the browser. Yeah, I'm about to go in here and get this Hulk 2 out the press and get something else in there.
"Ooh, I got some books I'm gonna send you. Got some nice books.
Yes, sir.
All right. Well, I think we should wrap it up. Here we go. Let's boom.
Oh, well, hey, appreciate y'all for having me.
Yeah.
You can find me on Instagram with whodat_comics or YouTube, whodat comics and movies. Yeah, I got some stuff up for sale on my Instagram, super cheap prices and got some golden age, got some silver age and modern. So yeah.
And that, as far as this reread book right here goes, I put it out on I forget where he was selling it at, but I'll still hold up to it for anybody watching this stream. If anyone purchases that reread book right there, it's a 9.6. You make that purchase, you can send it to me. I'll press and clean that book for free for you, and we'll see if we can hit that 9.8 on it. Because as far as we can tell, there's nothing holding it back. So if anybody wants that book,
it's not holding back, and I didn't press and clean it because and I share this with everybody. I like my modern books, stuff like that. I buy from a one person, and normally I'll hit 9.8s without pressing clean it.
yeah,
I pre-screened 24 books from this guy, and 21 out of 24 hit 9.8s. Now, if you include the one Dustin has pressed, now it's 22 out of 24 that hit 9.8. And I have another one in the box. I forgot I think I sold one of them raw, but this guy sells high grade stuff. So that's why that's why I think with a press and clean, it'll do the same thing as all the other books. But yeah, you can find me selling on was it Sands Group on Sundays when I feel like selling on my own channel, which I haven't feel like selling on my channel. But I'm usually on Instagram with Elite Comics 11 when we do collector stash. Right now, we've been doing it every Friday, so definitely check out on Friday, and if you are looking to buy, definitely come on through the collectors because we are collectors, so you can get even crazier deal. We already price our stuff under fair market value, but we'll literally take probably less than that if you send an offer. And it's a great place to buy is on through the collectors because you get a better deal than from one of their vendors. No offense to the vendors, but that's just because we don't have any overhead. We don't have a building and everything, all that stuff. So you can check me on those two things. And then I'm on Hood Rat's channel on every other Monday. And
with
then I'm
Dan
going to
De La
start
Torre, who you guys have seen on here
Dan.
recently.
Yeah, I've seen Dan on there. And then what I'm going to start bringing back on my channel is basically kind of what they do here, but it's going to be more of nothing set as well. It's like an old school hangouts we used to do. It used to be Google Hangouts, but we're not going to call it. I don't know what I'm going to call it, but I'm going to bring that back. Dan really liked it, got a lot of views on it. And I thought people liked just hearing us talk about comics, movies, basically everything. So I'll be bringing that back. I'll probably do that at least once every couple weeks or every 3 weeks, maybe rotated like that. But on my channel, and basically, if you talk to me, you're welcome to come and chat. Kind of leave it open. Like if I haven't talked to you before, I'm sorry, because we don't want to have any incidents. But if I've messaged you and you've been on YouTube or you've been on IG, you're more than welcome to come chat. I know Dan said he's going to be game. I know I'm Uncanny Kyle Walker. A lot of people might not know him, but he's one of the original to those comic shows. And Boston Chris. So I know those guys will be there. And like I said, anybody, y'all are welcome as well. So it's just going to be a cool little hangout, nothing serious. And if you got to leave, you don't have to stay like to the end. You can be like, hey, I got to duck out. You say your goodbyes. We just keep on going for a couple hours. So that's what I'll be starting up, which I'm really excited about doing.
Yeah, it was a good time.
Yeah, it's just a hangout. It's basically what it is.
Yep.
So that's all I got going on. But I do appreciate you guys, man. I like listening to the show, especially when you're doing stuff. It's a great show. You don't have to watch it. It's a great show.
Yeah, that's the kind of stuff I like too.
Yeah, it's a great show to listen to. So And then, oh yeah, I forgot. You can catch me and Dustin on the hunt.
Well, I'm retired, but he's on there.
No, he's. I'm gonna make him come back to the hunt. So, because if anybody knows wrestling, nobody retires until they die. Ex the Undertaker. He kept coming back every year. Couldn't move. He couldn't move. And now and then you see him now in his little videos, his little TikToks, and you're like, damn, he should have retired like 40 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But yeah, definitely check out Tony Sanders, man.
Oh yeah,
we have a lot of fun there.
Good time on there for sure.
So that's all I got. I don't want to talk too much because I like having fun on these type of shows.
Oh yeah, it's always a good time. I'm glad you could come on, man. Especially for this topic. Like I said, it was something that I saw them talking about on DJ Lynx's channel the other day, and I was just like, man, you know what? I would like to kind of bring this conversation to our channel with some people who do actually sell books consistently and let people see that, you know, the general consensus is not necessarily true for everybody. So find trusted sellers, guys. If you're not sure who they are, reach out. There's plenty of people you can ask around about, and somebody's gonna be able to point you in the direction of at least one or two people that you can definitely trust to buy from. And you know, until you do feel comfortable, just sit and watch the shows, sit and watch the auctions, and see how people deal with different people. You can and you can learn a lot about people and how they sell that through that as well. So hope you guys enjoyed it and take some of the information that you heard here tonight and you know, use that with making your purchases or possibly selling books later on down the road too. So Nick, you got anything? All right. Well, if you're watching still and you haven't hit that like button, then make sure you do that, please. We appreciate it. If you're not subscribed, like I say all the time, it don't cost anything at all. Just make sure that when you're scrolling through your YouTube